Oh, okay.
Oh no! Oh no!
People shifting over to me, you know.
Cut that. Try it again.
I'm here at 3 a.m. and you're muting me. What is this bullshit?
Well, they gave enough to unmute the stream, and we're so thankful. Let's take it from the top. Hello, everyone.
Bye.
We're gonna play a game. Bye again. Let's like till like. Well, it doesn't matter.
Overlay.
The overlay is broken for a second.
Yeah, the
It's fine.
overlay is screwed. But yeah, they
I
don't
like
need
it.
Yes, it's fine.
I'm good with it. Hide this ugly mug.
The delay. We have a really long delay for this, just to make sure everything goes swimmingly, which is totally fine. Yeah, the pictures will be correct in a moment. Why are the pictures
There's
wrong?
like 1.5 of me.
Because John jumped in to talk to us.
You had 6.
Oh, that's weird. Because I thought, okay, whatever, not important. Hello, everyone. We're in the next section, what I call section 2 of Geekly's Tabletop 24-hour charity tabletop day. We are joined by JB from dropthedie.com/@dropthedie. Hey, JB, thanks for being here.
Hey, glad to be here. I'm doing well. It's 10 a.m.
You are our guest DM today, DMing for me from the Drunks and Dragons and all these beautiful, fine people from Cthulhu and Friends. Do you guys say Cthulhu or Cthulhu? Where do you land on it?
Generally Cthulhu.
Cthulhu. Okay.
Depends on your mood, though.
But
Okay.
you know, if I've had a couple,
then you get nasty with it.
Yeah, then it's Cthulhu.
So we have Mike Lane. Are you you're like an OG member of CAF, right?
Yeah, I mean from episode 3 of season 1. So I mean there were like 2 episodes without me.
Yeah, we don't count those. I think never mind, we're not making jokes. Hiroshi, good to see you.
Good to see you too, Tim. Been basically a year since we chatted last, right?
Yes, it's in our contract that we can only talk to each other on Charity Day, which is okay. Steph, you've recently joined the Cthulhu and Friends.
Yes, I have.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Rob, good to see you again.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah. John is messing with the camera, which is fine because it is doing something weird. When he turns his camera off, it's good, and then he turns it on, it breaks for some reason. I'm not sure why, but he's fixed it now. So now we get to look at his desk all day, and I like it. So I don't think did I miss anything? Anything else I should say?
No.
I don't know. Think we covered intros.
Awesome. Without further ado, JB, take us away.
Okay. So we're going to get into a preamble, and then we're going to introduce your characters and you as a person. Tim went over, this year with the Call of Cthulhu podcast, but where people can find you and all that stuff in the beginning, and then we can do it again at the end. So word has reached each of you through various means and contacts that the White Spire has put out word they need assistance. A cadre of Eladrin infiltrators are set to assault a stronghold just outside of Sandos Key. The stronghold seemingly popped up overnight, and a lot of people have flocked to it over the past couple of 10-day. An Eladrin contact has approached the White Spire and confirmed that this strike force is looking for an archfey that has been kidnapped. If the archfey isn't released or found by the end of the 10-day, the Eladrin will go in and reclaim it. Such a thing could inevitably spark a war, depending on where the Eladrin venture to and who ends up in the crossfire. A crime boss named Gaza has been collecting and auctioning off powerful creatures that he's collected from around the multiverse. But he's only a small cog in a bigger machine that is an evil conglomeration of crime lords and bosses across the realm. You are to gather information about Gaza's operation, free the Archfey, and return to the White Spire. Killing the crime boss is a non-priority. It would do more harm than good for the realm, and it would set back the White Spire's investigation into this criminal network. Brigands for miles have flocked to the stronghold for work, and it's probably best if you try to infiltrate posing as some of these individuals. But the White Spire knows that each and every one of you are very capable and that you'll be able to find your own path to free this Archfey. We're actually going to start. You're supposed to be meeting an Eladrin contact on the road between Sandoz Key and where this stronghold is. We are on that road. As you're walking along the muddy path, Tim, your character sees what looks to be a crystal goblet in the mud, almost completely buried. You see the lip of it jutting out. Describe your character and what it does when it sees this crystal goblet.
So my character is a 6'1" human male. He has sort of fine traveling clothes on. He is 110% based on Elliot from the hit television program The Magicians. I will tell you his name right now. His name is Marquis Durian Appleman. He is he has like a dagger on his hip, fine shoes, fine gloves, and he actually has a cadre of 4 attendants with him. He sort of has a glowing demeanor about him, and as he sees that, he says, I'm going to pick a chat person that sounds like a good name. Which of these people here do I want to keep saying over and over again? Virus, go ahead and get that thing out of the muck, but be sure to clean it off first. Be careful. We don't want to lose you.
Virus scuttles over obediently and digs through the mud and pulls it out, shakes some of the mud from it, and says, but Master Marquis, what street do I live on?
Well, you...
He's cleaning the mug.
It's an odd question to ask, but yeah, as we all know.
No, we do it all the time, remember?
It's a thing we do to make sure. It's like when you log into your bank's website and it has the little image there to show you it's not been hacked. That's exactly what we do. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
And I flick a gold coin to him. I'm going to mark it down.
He catches it greedily and shoves it in his pants.
Well, I live on Apple Street. I have no idea where you live.
But sir, I live with you. I'm your attendant, remember? What a fun game, he says. And then he hands you the cleaned goblet. It seems to be
so he doesn't like
almost
melt
perfectly translucent, made of this carved crystal.
It's glorious. I love it. I greedily sort of hold it up to any available light to look through it, see if it casts any weird stuff.
It does seem to make a rainbow effect as the light passes through it and it hits your face. Mm-hmm. But other than that, it seems perfectly mundane.
Okay,
this rainbow effect, blistering across your face, also shines in the eyes of Hiroshi. Please introduce your character.
Well, it is me. It's me, the PPD, Pearl Fezzle Days, a barbarian who also decided to get into the world of professional wrestling. Now, in this time, wrestling is still quite real to many people. The inner workings aren't exactly known to the general public. So, in order to help maintain that allure, shall we say, wrestlers will also go out and take missions in the local areas that they are performing in. So Pearl Fezzle Days has decided to join this mission in order to help keep the Oath of Kayfabe alive. This 6'2", I want to say. I probably should have looked this up before. Descriptions, they're good. They're helpful. 6'4". This 6'4", 248-pound man.
Jesus.
Has curly blonde hair flowing down to his shoulders and walks around primarily with a cape, very sparkly, shiny pants, and no top ever. Occasionally he may wear a mask, but really just depends on the day.
So this rainbow of color hits your sequin headband and lights everything up around you for a moment, and you readjust and step away from it. Now, the road for you has been a little annoying. because it's been exceedingly quiet. You've only seen maybe a handful of travelers, and almost none of them have recognized you or your fame. But at this point, I would like you to make a perception check, please.
Perception. Can
Roll
do.
1d20 and add your perception skill.
And my perception +4, so 21.
21, that's very good. You've noticed over the past several hundred feet that you've been traveling, little marks in the trees. They seem to be some kind of glyph or some little sigil cut in with a dagger. And now that you're standing in this little clearing, trees on either side of the road stretching as far as you can see in both directions, you notice that those little markings are on most of the trees, maybe every other one or every third one, the same little marking. As you're pondering seeing these things, an individual steps up behind you and kind of looks the way that you're looking since you've stopped and you've been walking for several hours. Mike, can you introduce your character?
Yes, I am Devin Sethbert of the Sethbert line. My cleric to Lathander, the Morning Lord.
Woo!
I am very pompous, but fair. Says right here on my character sheet. That's what it says.
You can't lie if it's there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So unlike all of these other giants I'm surrounded by, I'm like 5'10" and slim.
You're a horrifically short 5'10".
Unbelievably short, some would say. But you kind of peer under Hiroshi's elbow and look around where he's facing. You don't see what he's looking at, but the fact that your companion kind of stopped in the middle of the road does draw your attention.
Pearl, was it? I think we need to get on with the travels, my friend.
Well, listen here, brother. I see these symbols, and I see evil. And evil will not stand as long as PPD has anything to say about it.
All right, Hiroshi, go ahead and take a point of inspiration.
Mike, what's your character's name again?
Devin.
Devin.
With a Y.
Oh,
Of course.
Where?
Why?
Why do you...
Diving.
I have no webcam.
Steph, can you please introduce your character?
Yes. So my character is named Isadora. She is an elf bard. However, she doesn't tell stories via song. She tells them via interpretive dance. She wears leather studded armor, but it's not studded with like anything useful. It's studded with rhinestones because it's also part of her dance costume. But she does have a cloak that you notice kind of changes colors quite frequently because it's a cloak of many fashions.
Due to your elven nature, you are more perceptive than most of your human allies. You turn to see what all the commotion is about and instantly spot these little carvings on the trees that people seem to be paying attention to. You also see what looks to be an arrow stuck into a branch high up in one of these trees. And you know this, again, from your elven heritage, to be a symbol, perhaps of Eladrin make. This arrow looks very ornate, but most people wouldn't be able to recognize it due to the coloration. It looks carved out of wood with leafy exterior, but you spot it pretty easily, and it's facing into the tree line next to where you are. You also know that you're supposed to be meeting your Eladrin contact around this point during this part of the day. So you should probably keep a weather eye out.
Yeah, I will point this out to my friends and Be like, perhaps we should keep an eye out in case there is an ambush.
And is she talking to all of us? Are we like we're all together?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're all together with your 4 attendants and however many elephants. Rob, you are currently pulling your boot out of the sucking mud when you hear your companion Isadora speak about meeting this Eladrin contact. Can you please describe your character?
Cosima is quite small for a tabaxi, coming in at a measly 6'3". Jet black fur with white marks around the eyes. Cosima has applied a bit of extra paint to make these soft and cuddly white markings look a little bit more sinister and ceremonial. They're wearing ornate robing that covers very heavy armor that is meant to look impressive more than it's actually functional. The position they're standing in is uncomfortable for them. They're trying to pull their boot out of the mud and are feeling horrible being in front of their long childhood idol, PPD. They're just really embarrassed by this and not putting on the impression they were hoping. Please tell me, with this arrow, I can't see it. Where is this?
You can easily point it out for your tabaxi friend.
Oh, the arrow is up there. Do you not see it in the trees?
My boot was stuck.
That is most unfortunate, friend.
They were new.
Oh, no.
Cosima, luckily enough, your idol, PPD, is not currently paying much attention to you. And it's stuck with you that he's not really paid a lot of attention to you at all. He seems to be looking more for people not in the know, as it were. But as you're nearing this place and you see this arrow pointed out, and you see these little markings, things are starting to become a little more real for you. Each of you, actually. This has been told to you from your contacts at the White Spire is to be a very delicate situation. And you are not a very delicate group. So each of you...
I don't know why you'd say that.
I'm not. This is actually each of you. With your choices, you're going to have to live with. You each kind of take this moment as you see the arrow being pointed out, and you start to wander into this outcropping of the forest to reflect on just how dangerous a situation you found yourself in. And then a lone figure steps from around a tree, almost as though they were hiding in plain sight behind the light foliage. It's a very tall, very fair-looking individual with short hair and a short beard. The pointy ears identify it as Eladrin, and it holds up a hand to you and says, "Hey, I think you're all my contacts.
Yes, hello. Good pleasure meeting you.
There are far more of you than I expected."
Oh, wait till he sees the elephant.
You want to call us out for numbers? We're just going about this the smart way, okay?
Yeah, it's not safe on the roads.
Yes, we work better as a team.
Yeah. Isadora, how tall are you?
Yes, it should be noted that I'm also short. I am the exact same height as Devin. 5'10".
But what
tiny
what
babies.
shoes are you wearing?
I do have boots on, so there's a slight heel.
Okay. Devin,
So I'm like
you
5'10" and a half.
I love it. That's so funny.
Your Eladrin contact is dressed extravagantly, but the cloak that wraps around them almost seems to make them blend into their surroundings. So when they peel it away and expose their much more grandiose undergarments, you can spot them more easily.
But not like undergarments.
Right. Just to clarify.
No, actually, they are undergarments.
Yeah.
And he puts his hands on his hips and he says, "My name is Michael DeMauro."
I love it. I love it.
Michael DeMauro, that sounds very familiar.
You may know it. It means frugal nerd. in
Yeah.
Elf.
Ah,
Okay. Yeah, I heard you were a god and you've made this world, but that must have been a drunkard in some tavern somewhere.
Yes, quite. Actually, a lot of it comes up on the fly. These things tend to grow larger and larger over several years in many episodes, he says.
Too many, some say, yeah.
They're wrong. Anyway, he says, I don't know what information that I can give you, but I do think that I can help aid you in this quest. Let me lead you towards the stronghold and answer any questions you may have. Follow me, he says as he turns and starts leading the way. Do any of you have any questions you would like to pose for Michael?
How tall is he?
Like a shot.
He is 6'4",
Damn.
oh, so tall.
and very slender and elegant and
Hell yeah.
sassy.
Yeah.
And you see, actually, I imagine the one following right behind will be Marquis. So, Marquis, you see the back of his cloak is like bulbous and pushed out, like he's wearing a fanny pack, but backwards on the small of his back. And
Okay.
it seems to be moving very slightly underneath the cloak.
He's wearing a fanny pack above his fanny.
Michael, what is that in your back there? It's roiling and jostling in a way that I don't quite like.
He says, I have managed to find you a guide. I cannot venture into this stronghold with you, so I assumed I would give you a divining rod to help find this archfey.
Oh, perfect.
He stops and he gestures over his shoulder and he says, just below this rise, you'll see the tower. It's ostentatious, made of metal. You can't miss it. But
And
listen,
this tower is new?
yes, I'm told.
Huh.
The archfey that you're looking for is a very, very peculiar one, to say the least. It's probably why he was captured in the first place. His name is Clom, friend of birds.
Clom.
Like all birds or just some specific birds?
All birds that I'm aware of.
It's rather impressive.
Archfey are strange in that way. I have noticed in this forest around the stronghold what seems to be birds appearing at random, so I know he must be inside. Our information was not incorrect.
So he's being held captive by other Eladrin? Is that what we heard? Or
No, I believe the Eladrin are coming here to free him soon.
got
To
it.
put
I
everyone in
understand
this
now.
place to the sword.
Oh, got it. And then there'll be much chaos if y'all murder everyone. So we're trying to. I understand. I apologize.
I have spent a great deal of time in Drunkaros, and I enjoy this place. I often visit my friend Lucan, but I cannot imagine the destruction that would be brought if the Feywild were here with vengeance in their hearts.
Indeed.
And so I gift to you this. And he reaches behind his cloak, flipped out broadly, and he produces a football-sized pigeon with tiny wings that obviously can't keep it aloft. And its little head kind of bobbles side to side. And it's waddled and big, fluffy, feathered. It's got some leaves in it from his cloak.
Well, hold on a
This
second,
is
Big D.
poor.
Let me ask you something real quick. You're telling me that this bird here, this pigeon, is going to let us know when those fans are rushing the barricade and trying to charge us?
No. But it can go walk when it gets closer to the archfey. I'm told it even knows how to speak.
Not sure I get it.
Does it have a name?
Pluck.
Pluck.
I did not choose it, he said.
Okay, I was about to criticize it, but if you haven't chosen it, then that's fine.
was quite magnanimous, says the pigeon.
Oh, well, yes, it is very magnanimous. And
I don't believe I know that word, honestly. It sounded grandiose. Shut up, you, says Michael as he shakes the pigeon.
I like this bird.
We've seen Stranger, so yeah.
yes.
You have? My heart goes with you, says Michael. And he offers the bird to whoever wishes to take it.
I
I
take
don't
the
want
bird.
to. I don't want to touch it.
With that,
Cosima looks
Come with me,
downcast.
Pluck.
oh, you have strong hands.
Really? Oh,
Yes.
quite the compliment.
He laughs. Michael says, all right, I'm leaving.
Bye. Tell your friends
Okay.
to give us an extra 10 days.
I'll try to buy you time, he says as he's venturing off into the woods.
Just disappears. Like, damn it.
And here you are. You can even see from where you're standing through the tops of the trees, like gleam, almost like a mirror off in the distance. So you're under the impression that that's more than likely where the tower is located. It shouldn't take you long to get there, maybe an hour or two.
Okay. Pluck, why do we have you if we can just... the tower's that way. I don't understand why you're here. Okay.
Comic relief.
Classic DM move.
Like you
Always
could ask-
give...
It's
Don't...
like you can ask me questions you want to ask the DM, but he can't answer for fear of verisimilitude.
Yeah, you don't have to invent a ghost on the spot. I respect it. Well, should we store some of our stuff here and have our people watch over it, or should we travel with all of our gear from... because I imagine we have like a lot of shit with us, right?
Oh yes, but I always carry all of my shit with me when I go.
Okay.
You may have a bunch. I mean, I've just got these bracers. I got a little hammer. I mean, got a couple oils to get myself pumped. Looking
I will-
good and golden.
On a scale of 1
Oh.
to 10, how good is PPD Sheen right now?
Currently, he was not expecting to have a match or even perform for someone, so he's got the oil at the ready if he needs to slick up and get that sheen and shine going. But for now, his hair's not even slicked back or anything. He is not quite ring ready.
Wow.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Well, how about Virus, Guy, and Bemia? How about you stay with the wagon, and Smith, you can head on with us inside. Surely nothing will happen to you.
And what does Smith look like?
Smith is a hilariously 5'8" gentleman with a beard, half elf with kind of slightly reddish hair, with a strong, kind of strong body, but you wouldn't know it looking at him. Yeah, he wears a Robin Hood outfit, but like the old ones from like the 50s or whatever.
He adjusts his domino mask and says, I will accompany you, my lord.
Not that Robin. But,
Too late.
Okay, how about that's perfect. Yes.
You should have added the hood.
My bad.
I brought the wrong gear. He says,
We don't have time for this.
as you venture towards your destination, the woods actually give way to a pretty large clearing. And in this clearing, you actually spot 3 or 4 people traveling to this stronghold. The stronghold sits in a dell between 2 large hillocks, and it has a massive 18-foot tall steel wall that stretches all the way around it for maybe a quarter mile. This place is huge. And jutting up from the top, the only building that you can really see is a tower that stretches 140 feet into the sky. It gleams with steel and glass, almost like a modern day architecture. You see that there is only, seemingly on this side at least, one entrance, a big gateway that currently has 2 guards positioned in front of it and several guards walking the perimeter on top of the wall.
All right, guys. So who's going to be calling the spots here? Where are we making this?
Well, I am rather charming. I could charm the guards and convince them to let us in.
That seems like a solid enough plan. Can we go
What's
in?
the worst that could happen?
Oh, well, now that you said that, anyone else have any other plans?
Oh, go ahead.
I think it's brigands who are coming to this place. So maybe we could pretend to be criminals and sneak in with that. I'm definitely not a criminal, but we could pretend to be criminals.
Cosima is looking over to his right and seeing an individual closing the distance towards the stronghold with a piece of wheat in his mouth, flipping a nickel, and he has Mom tattooed on his arm. And then Mom is crossed out and says, "Wow."
Quickly, we need to pick. Is it charm or is it lie?
What?
This person is coming over. Look, there's
Right.
what's the word?
He's
Mother
very-
lover.
He's giving you guys a wide berth. He cuts his eyes over at you, but then just hurries along as though he doesn't want any part of what madness you're about to bring.
Oh, he left.
The two guards at the gate actually notice you from a far off distance. Isadora, you see the glint of what looks like a spyglass as they peek in your direction.
Right. I believe they are watching us, so perhaps we should act.
Wait, gods that actually look out? It can't possibly be.
There are 6 of you and a lot of sequins and rhinestone.
Well, bandits come in all shapes and sizes. Maybe you could charm them into believing we're bandits. Both plans together. A peanut butter and jelly style sandwich. It's worked before.
Right. I am very good at doing dances and convincing people to watch, and then they're very charmed by me.
What should our bandit group name be? It's very important.
Oh. Yes,
I'm
they
thinking
might
we
ask.
need to go by little NW, maybe a brood, or we could go wolf pack, or something that's really got that energy to it, and then just start
The Broody Boys. No, that's not good.
The Broody Bunch.
See where you're going.
The Broody Bunch. I like the
Non-gender
Broody.
specific.
Non-gender specific.
Everyone rolled at disadvantage for the rest of the stream.
The Broody Bunch. Surely, if they see the Broody Bunch coming, then they will be afraid, and naturally, yes.
Of course. And I'm going to change my cloak so that it says Broody Bunch on the back, so that we've got some, getting our brand out there.
You got some more stitching. You got another pair of pants. We could put that right on the ass. It'll be a good look.
No, the cloak just changes magically. I can't do any sewing.
Smith pulls out a small box from his pack, and it has all kinds of needle and thread. And he says, "I shall affix it to you, sir," and begins to sew.
You're a good man, brother.
I try.
Is he sewing it while he's wearing it?
Yes.
Okay.
Imagine
Just
we're
wanted to
we're
clarify.
still walking, and he has to tow while he walks.
He's paid very well for a reason.
Yeah, he's the best.
Okay, Isadora, you actually first, there are 93 of you currently watching the stream. I want you to know that if any of you donates $300, you can kill an NPC or PC of your choice.
Holy.
Ooh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So just keep that out there. Anyway, Isadora.
Isadora. But you guys totally liked the Broody Bunch thing, right? Yeah, I mean, it's great. Just to
Yeah,
Live
clarify.
with your consequences.
Watch this $1,500 donation to end the
It's
stream.
like, aha, there, take that.
Done. Roll up new characters.
One of you would have to play Puck. So yeah, you approach the gate and you see one of the guards is a very tall,
Roll
muscular
new characters.
Goliath.
Um,
And the
have to play
other
Puck.
seems to be so yeah. The Goliath You has approach what the looks gate to be and you see one a of the metal eye patch bolted to his skull. The halfling, on the other hand, has a magnifying glass and a spyglass slung over his wrists, one in each hand. And he currently has his arms crossed. And the halfling says, "So, you one of the new recruits?"
Well, of course we are. Have you not heard of us? We are the Broody Bunch.
The Goliath
Jazz hands.
And we pose.
leans down. Yeah, you all pose.
Should I roll?
I take out an apple and I stare at it.
The Goliath leans down a bit and says, "No, you're not a recruit. You're not a recruit at all.
I'm not a recruit, but I am the entertainment.
We haven't given you your badges yet." And he reaches in the bag and starts fishing around.
I put my
The halfling falls on his butt laughing.
I put my dagger away.
Best one yet, man. Yeah, you guys look like you're a useful sort. I like the amount of rhinestones. You know.
Oh, thank you. It is also my dance costume.
Why don't you go ahead and give me either a persuasion or deception check, please, Isadora?
Okay, I'm going to do deception, but can I real quick do a little spritz of my perfume of bewitching before I do this?
You can make it part of whatever routine you're vexing this person with.
Okay, so Isadora kind of like does a little flourish, pulls out her little perfume, does a little spritz, and then let me do the roll and I'll say what I do. So this is a deception with advantage. So that's a 22.
Okay.
And so while Isadora is talking, she's going to be doing kind of movements, sort of like communicating with dance and with words simultaneously. And she's going to say, "It is very great to be here, and we would like it very much if you would allow us to come in. We are recruits, as you say."
The Goliath says, "Sold. Yeah, nice dancing."
Oh, thank you very much.
He says, smelling your perfume.
I take a step back.
Take a step forward. So, why don't you reach in here and get a badge? He holds out the bag.
Thank you
walk
very
up
much, friend.
He cuts his eyes at PPD, and he doesn't pull the bag away, but he does give you the look like he wants to. You reach in. Can you roll me a D4, please?
Can do.
And go ahead and roll yours as well, Isadora.
Mike, stop giving the chat good ideas. I hate it.
I got a 2.
Okay. The two of you reach into the bag and you pull out these round wooden badges that have a 5-digit number on them. You can make up the number as you wish, or you can leave it arbitrary. But when you're handed the badge, it's just a thin, flat piece of wood. And the halfling says, "Just keep it in your pocket. Everyone goes by the number unless you want people to know what you're up to."
I mean, it's not like I really have a ton of pockets here. I mean,
and he winks with both eyes.
This is kind of
"I've got you, sir," says Smith.
Uh-oh.
And he begins sewing a pocket onto your hip.
Thank you, Smith.
Smith. Too good to me. Too damn good to me.
The Goliath ruffles the bag and then holds it between the other three of you.
Is 00001 taken yet? Because if not, I'd like that one.
He says, "They're at random. Whatever we've got left. I don't think anyone's got that."
Okay.
Cosima will reach into the bag.
Roll me a D4.
A 3.
You also get a round wooden disc with the number etched on the front.
The number is 0002. Oh, so close.
Seeing that you got one so close to me, I want to push my way and try to get one out of the bag. I got a 2 on my D4, if we're still doing that.
What number did you get, Tim?
I got 42069.
Yeah, it's also a wooden disc, but it has like someone scratched on it with a nail. Haha. And on the back side it says nice.
I don't like this. Does anyone want to switch? Do we have to keep ours? Can we switch them?
No, I'm happy
can
with mine.
switch.
Mine is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's very easy to remember.
All right, let's see what I can get. I reach in. I got a 2.
You also get a round wooden disc.
All right, mine is all 6s.
Yeah! Hell yeah!
I hold it and then I turn it. Are these 6s or 9s?
The halfling kind of comes over and looks at it. I have no idea. You'd think they'd put a line.
Right?
In the background of every single scene, Devin is just spinning his token.
Ceaselessly.
Ceaselessly.
Tim,
until he
why don't
dies.
you go ahead and roll me one for Smith, please?
I would love to. Also a 2. Wow.
Okay. So all of you end up with these round wooden discs with numbers on them. It's like, all right, remember, you want to use the number. People usually don't use their names here. It might seem suspicious. Anyway, get on inside.
Okay.
Enjoy your time here. Don't die.
Okay.
Very nice of you.
Where's the spa? We've been traveling for quite some time. Is there
The half
a winatorium or?
I guess you could make one. Try the meat sticks, he says, as you're venturing through the gate.
Make a
We're gonna
spa
die.
out of the meat sticks? Is that?
So inside, once you can see beyond the wall, you notice that it's like dozens and dozens and dozens of small little shops, like little storage shops. There are little kiosks here and there, but there are probably 60 or 70 people just within the few hundred feet that you've seen inside this place. People moving boxes, unloading barrels, people loading up horses with bags full of things, moving things around. It seems like there's a lot of economy to this place that you may not have expected.
Interesting.
And just inside, there is a tiefling man standing at a grill who is flipping little skewers of meat. And he also has some skewers of what looks to be wild vegetables from this region. And people stop by, show their badge, and get a treat. He's like, here you go. And they walk off. He looks at you all, sees that you still have your badges in your hands or in your hip pocket that's being sewed on, and kind of gives you a look like you're fresh recruits.
I'll walk up to him and just kind of flex, stretch a little, like I'm just trying to ease into the day, and just say, so I could use a little protein, get the build going, feeling like I'm losing some of my sheen. What do you say there, buddy?
He actually seems taken aback by your stature and your musculature. So his mouth is holding open just a little bit, and you see some of the sauce that's on the brush he was basting this meat with drips into the coals.
Lord.
Sure. How many would you like, my friend?
I want to grab Pearl's shoulder, and I'm definitely stealing knowledge from the chat. Thank you, man, Mike. What animal are these meat sticks made from?
These are pork. This is venison caught outside. We have rhubarb. He gestures to the different ones.
Rhubarb.
Insight check.
Meat stick.
Ooh, shit balls. I rolled a 2. What do I think? +6. That's an 8.
You lean in and furrow your brow and put your hand on top of the grill and jerk your hand away, singed a little bit.
Yeah.
And he says, they're meat.
Rhubarb,
his
my
hands
favorite
up.
meat. Sure.
Well, we have elves who come around.
Oh,
Some of them don't eat meat. We try to cater to as many as possible.
I was just messing with you. Sorry, Pearl. Go ahead.
PPD, he gives you five sticks of basted spiced meat.
Damn.
you remember me when you're way out, and maybe we can have a cup of tea or something.
Everyone's really nice here.
Super friendly. Yeah, I could.
I've been
go and do
here
fan
since the
sessions,
beginning.
but
Yeah.
maybe work something out here.
What's your name?
Oh, my name is Vaken.
Vaken. Great name. Strong name. So,
Yes.
what was it like in the early times, right? That's something we would like to know. I
I've
say,
been
turning the rest of
working-
the group.
I've been working with Gaza for 10 years now, back before he became so rich, he says with a big smile.
Are any of his
Before
teeth
he
golden
built
or
this
whatever?
place. No, his teeth actually are very square, almost like they were chiseled out of marble. They're almost perfectly square.
I don't like that.
Of course, he says.
Ugh.
Let me ask you something there.
Anything
All this
you
money
wish.
this guy's got, he put up an arena. He's got a little tournament going or anything that we could step in, really showcase our stuff.
Oh yeah, we could get some gold on the side.
He furrows his brow. Can you please roll me a persuasion check, PPD? And you can have advantage.
Oh, even better. Boom. Okay, so that's 9, and that's 15.
A 15. He leans in conspiratorially, and he says, "Listen, people don't like to talk about it because only a few ever go in there, but I hear that Gaza lets people fight some of those creatures he keeps in the tower.
Ooh.
A lot of times for his amusement, but my friend, I would not go in there, not since the devils showed up.
Wait, what kind of devils we talking about?
Devils from the 9 Hells," he gestures to himself, "but much worse, you understand. Apparently they are in league here.
Huh.
Good to know.
You can see them when you get closer to the tower. It's why so many people are doing business here."
So wait, you're telling me that that I'm under some kind of spell right now, and that's what's making me try and snap into this meat stick here?
No. But I did get this recipe from my brother, Jim. A very skinny fellow.
I'll take a bite.
It's actually pretty good. Little cinnamon, little cardamom.
Okay.
Compliments to Jim.
I will tell him for you. But if you're looking to fight something for money, he gestures towards Isadora. If you're looking to fight something for coin, then you have to get into the tower first. I don't think any of you... He looks at all of your badges. No, none of you have a tower badge.
I turn mine upside down.
He says, "Nice." And goes for a high five.
I reach in.
What do the tower badges look like? I have to know. And I want one now.
He reaches into his pocket and produces a square ivory-colored badge. And he says, "Just like this, my friend. Just like this. They don't come cheap."
Can I just lean over towards Smith, who I imagine is still working on the pocket? Just like, can you take a look at that? You think you can whip a couple of those up there, buddy?
Forgery.
I don't know,
Okay.
Tim. How do you think Smith would feel about whipping up a couple of fake badges? Is that his artistry? Is that why you hired him and brought him in here?
Yeah. He's definitely better with cloth than he is with metal. He's one of my personal tailors, things like that. He could probably figure it out. What is a badge if not a large button? So, it's going to be...
When you kind of whisper that, "What is a badge if not a large button?" Smith's eyes go wide, and he looks like off into the distance as though his whole life has changed. And he says, "All things could be buttons in the right life."
So true.
That's very
And you said you've always been wanting a promotion and me to trust you more. So Sure, why not?
He says, I can try it, yeah. I can't make any promises or anything, but yeah, I can try it. Whispering under his breath.
How long you gonna need there, brother?
Whew. A while. If I don't have one to copy, it makes it a lot harder just trying to work off of memory.
Right. What if we stole one for you to copy?
Or easy, yes. For those of you in chat just listening, we are doing a giveaway. So I know John's like, you don't have to mention it. I'm mentioning it. You can't stop me. So it's
Hop in that
hashtag
giveaway. Hashtag giveaway. Best part of the streams. All I'm saying.
Very, very true.
You see barreling out of this pot that he has of strips of meat that he's putting on these kebabs and cooking over the grill. A bird, looks to be some type of blue jay, pulls itself out of the meat and flies off. You see Vakken goes, fucking birds, and shakes his fist at it.
I pet Puck. He doesn't mean you.
That bird just talk.
No.
Says
No.
Puck.
Devin's a ventriloquist.
Stalking bird.
Well, Vakken, you've been most helpful. You wouldn't want to sell us that badge there, would you?
5,000 gold pieces.
God damn you. Okay. Well,
Let me ask you something, Vakken. I'm pretty famous around these parts. Held a few titles in my day. Familiar with the PPD, and I just flex up, do a couple of poses for him.
In the background, Cosima is trying to imitate those poses and sort of get the right motion.
And I do minor illusion to have like strobe lights kind of going down.
Oh, I start doing a
Right.
dance to like emphasize it.
He asks, "Are you having seizures?" But PPD and Cosima, why don't the two of you make me performance checks, please?
Done.
And I'm
Sure.
allowing this because of your backup from Marquis and Isadora.
High five.
So I got a 22.
22.
25.
25. So the two of you start striking poses. And PPD, at first, it's hard to cut it on, without some prep, without some time to do things. But when you turn during a mid-body flex and you see Cosima following suit almost as well as you, it really puts you on your toes. And the two of you start flexing it out. And this tiefling has his hands on the grill, and you see... or you actually hear them kind of sizzling a little bit, but he doesn't pay it any attention. He is so enamored with the two of you's performance. And when you stop, after several days, he nods.
Days?
He nods. And he says, I think I can make an arrangement for the two of you. If you promise to come back for tea, I can sell you this badge for 1,000 in exchange for one of yours. It is the
What kind of
cheapest
gear
I
we
could
talking
possibly
about here?
ever do.
This for tea.
Couple thousand. Well, let me just quick chat over here with my buddy here, Cosima, and I'll lean in, whisper in his ear. Just play along. Trust me, this is going to seem weird, but I'm going to throw you around a bit.
It would be an honor. It would be an honor.
His eyes are wide. His pupils are almost fully covering his eyes.
I am going to roll in athletics to lock up with Cosima and start this impromptu match.
Oh God.
So, we gotta do this real fast. Now, are you trying to bodily harm your friend Cosima, or are you putting on a performance?
I am going performance at this point in time. I'm trying to be.
And then if it fails, bodily harm is the backup?
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me a performance check. And I would like one from you as well, Cosima. The two of you can have advantage from your flex off. It's got the endorphins going.
Perfect.
24.
That was tilt. 24.
Okay, the two of you match up perfectly. Now, what is your intent with this wrestling match in front of this meat vendor?
I can tell that this meat
D&D
vendor
folk.
is pretty intrigued by our posing, by our posturing, and I figure if he hasn't before, he's going to be witnessing this impromptu wrestling match and just be completely zoned in and focused. And if I can at some point, we'll get there. Actually, we'll get there.
Well,
So
You have a lot of money.
the 50 or so people directly around you that have been working up until now stop. And they all turn their attention to you and this swole cat man as the two of you begin to wrestle in front of their favorite meat vendor. And soon a circle has kind of formed and people are screaming and people are like really getting into it. And you start doing these moves. Vaken comes around the stall and is standing between Isidore and Marquis. And he doesn't say a word. He just reaches up and takes Isidora's badge and hands her the other badge. And then starts fanning himself with the wooden badge.
do I see this?
Sure.
Okay.
You kind of jump up onto the edge of the stall and point up to the sky and do a backflip and land knees
Nice.
first on Cosima, who rolls around and screams even though you barely touched him.
Now, Cosima, like as I'm on top going for some kind of pin maneuver, I'm going to whisper in his ear, "You are now in on one of the greatest secrets the world has ever had. You tell anyone, staged, and there will be issues." Damn, brother, you are a natural.
Gotta kill him! Someone get him off!
Christina actually thinks hearing those words come out. It's not an act anymore.
As Marquis starts screaming, they're gonna kill each other. A lot of the people kind of rush in. They've broken up several fights here, and they start peeling you two apart. And Vaken just kind of puts a hand on Marcus's shoulder, puts a hand on Isidora's shoulder, nods, and then walks away from the booth, away from his burning meat, and into a tent nearby.
Isadora picks up a piece of meat and starts munching on it.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty good. It snaps when you bite into it.
Right. Excellent match, you two. It was very much like a dance.
All right, maybe watch your words there. All right,
That's a compliment coming from me.
I mean,
Life is like a dance to me.
See, people kind of start
Right. Can I
filtering
see that
away
badge?
when you start talking about dancing. They start filtering away and turning their attention back to what they were working on.
Maybe we should scooch away because we've caused a lot of people to look at us. And as much as
Right.
I know you like the limelight, I want to forget it's pretty.
hate to break it to you, Marquise, but when you're with us, people are gonna look.
Yeah, so I've seen.
Devin, can you please roll me a perception check?
Certainly.
That's a beat.
How dare you?
18.
18 is pretty good. So you believe that the Morning Lord has a purpose for you in all of this beyond just what's good and right. You're supposed to keep an eye out for the world as it changes almost. And one thing that you are very accustomed to is dealing with grief as a cleric, I would imagine anyway. You see an individual, a half-elven man, who seems to be loading up small boxes into a trunk on the back of a carriage or a cart that is about to leave town. And as he's doing so, he could not look more distraught. He seems like his life is about to end as he's loading this trunk on the back of this wagon. And it stands out just to you. You would be the only one that would ever really notice this sort of thing, as your companions begin to shuffle off into a dark corner somewhere.
I will approach the man. How now, friend? What troubles you so?
He snaps the lid shut like he's ashamed almost. And he says, I'm not troubled. Plainly lying. You see that his eyes are puffy and red. And he looks like he's not shaved, but he's supposed to have. So a little patchy beard starting to grow. He seems pretty young as well, probably in his late teens, early 20s.
Friend, we all have our burdens to bear, but you do not have to bear yours alone.
He looks at your bird, and he looks at you, and he's like, yeah, we do have burdens. He says, I got a new assignment, and I'm sending some things home. Can you please roll me an insight check?
Certainly. Ooh, 21.
Your keen observation of this young individual would dictate that whatever this assignment is that he's talking about is paramount to like doom. Like someone just told him he only has a few days to live. When he says the word assignment, it catches in his throat, and he looks at this box like he's shipping away important things. He says, it's very unlike people here to take kindly to strangers.
It is my job to take kindly to all strangers. It doesn't matter whether we're here or elsewhere.
He says, my name's Samson. And he offers his hand.
Devin. I shake it.
He shakes. Oh, says Plug. He says, thank you for your kind words. I appreciate it. And he puts a padlock on the trunk and locks it.
Well, if you need anything before you leave, let me know. Maybe I can help.
Why don't you go ahead and roll me a persuasion check, please, Devin?
11.
So the pressure that you've put on, you kind of cornered him here, and you've asked him some questions that seem to put him on the back foot. And when you offer this help, it hits him like a hammer on an anvil. And you see the facade that he kind of threw on when you came over starts to slip. And he says, they assigned me to the guard room. And he blanches like it's the worst news anyone could ever hear. And he's like, the last guardsman died yesterday. And now I'm to take his place? I didn't come here to get killed, he says.
How do they assign us to different places? Is it based on the badge number?
He nods, and he's like, it's at random. I got a tower badge when I came in, and now I didn't know that it would do this. I thought I could make some money with it, but...
Listen, you look awfully young. I know, strange
I'm not
coming from a
that young.
28-year-old, but here, they don't know it's you. Look, I've got all 9s or all 6s, depending. I could trade you. I do need to make money, and I'm not afraid of death.
All right, why don't you go ahead and make me one last persuasion. You get advantage on this one because it was pretty good role play.
I will go with the 21.
A 21, he looks as though he's given a second chance at life. And he turns the key in this lock and he opens the trunk. And inside you see that there is a sundress, a sun hat, a rolled up piece of parchment, and a small pouch that looks like it has coins in it. And inside the pouch that has coins in it, he opens the bag and he pulls out what looks to be a small picture that has been etched in tin. And he shows it to you. And it's of a girl, a young girl, wearing a similar style hat and dress. And he says, "You're not just saving me. You're letting me go back to Julia. Thank you, my friend. Thank you."
No problem.
And he hands you the tower token and takes your 666999 token.
You better get out of here. I'm sure
He
no one will
says-
notice the difference, but let's not tempt fate.
He actually takes his cloak off and offers it to you in exchange for whatever cloak you're wearing, if you're trying to pose as him. If not, he says that more than likely the badge may be enough, but it might draw suspicion. He doesn't know.
I look at my nice cloak and I look at his.
His is fairly nice as well. It seems to be
Oh,
made
okay.
out of elven silk. But when you look down at your cloak, we hit another $100 mark. When you look down at your cloak, what looks to be some kind of stubby penguin falls out of it and lands on the ground at your feet. It kind of scrabbles to its feet and starts to march off. And Samson looks at it, looks at you. Yeah, you can keep that cloak. Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
Yes, farewell on your travels.
He says, "I actually get to accompany the crate now. I just knew I was going to die. Yeah." And they ride off. But you see your companions have nestled themselves in the dark alleyway between two of these storage buildings where there doesn't seem to be a lot of work transpiring. What are the four of you doing?
I've pulled out one of my containers of oil of slipperiness, and I've just been slathering up, getting myself a good sheen going. Oh, I also pull out my water skin and wet down my hair.
Of course, can't forget the hair.
Cosima has cast Disguise Self to try and look like the now absent. Was it Varkin, the name of the meat seller?
Mm-hmm.
And is trying to look like his closest version of Varkin, and he's trying to get the voice right. He doesn't.
So if you're going to look like Vakin, I can give you this badge that I got from him. And then I can cast Disguise Self on myself to look like somebody else with a different badge.
Oh, no. Oh, that's not the voice. Give me a moment. No, you keep that badge, and I will go up and say, "Oh, I lost my badge. Please let me in anyway." And then I will go in, and we will have two badges.
I love that idea. That's a great idea.
What's the worst that could happen? This seems flawless. And if all else fails, I can cast Friends on them, and they'll just think we're friends.
Yeah, and if you die, I can raise you from the dead.
Oh, it's foolproof.
Yeah.
Hey,
What
JB,
could go wrong?
where did Puck wander off to? Was it towards my friends?
Pluck is still in a baby Bjorn on your chest, I imagine.
Okay, good.
So we have a Pluck
Just
and
the
a penguin.
that kind of fell out and wandered off. And soon enough, somebody scoops him up and is like, "What are you doing here, little guy? What a weird bird. Fly." And then it just flops onto the ground again. "Ha! Can't even fly, dumb bird." Picks it up, starts petting it. Marquis, can you
Yeah.
please roll me a perception check?
I'd love to. Oh, that's much better. 15. Not great, but I'm not very good at perception.
So you're kind of watching your companions ready themselves and do stuff, and you see Smith is looking over this badge, seeing if he can maybe copy it. He's not exceptionally skilled in that sort of thing, but he's willing to give anything a shot. Which is
Exactly.
part of the reason why you hired him.
Yeah, for sure.
But you do hear a conversation taking place inside through the window that has since been boarded up inside the building that you're standing between.
Mm-hmm.
And the general gist of the conversation is that one person is saying, "I didn't come here to work with devils. I don't want any part of this. And the other person saying, devils, I'm not even worried about the devils. What about those brothers that came? They're worse than them. Yeah, they're monsters for sure. But you guys need to get back to work. We're working. You can work and talk.
I want to. Is there like a window that I can like peer in and sort of get the
You
lay?
can peek between two of the boards in the window.
Okay.
Perhaps.
Yeah, I'll do that.
We'll let the perception check roll because it was good enough. It's a little dim inside, but it's bright enough for humans to work, so you can make out some details. You see that they seem to be rearranging and moving boxes and checking inside. And one guy is walking around with what looks to be a clipboard, and he's writing things on a piece of paper and attaching it to the top of the boxes.
I think. I figured a way to find my badge. There's some nerd in there that seems to be counting things like that. I'll just take it from him somehow. I don't know. And then I stroll around the corner trying to find the door to said hut.
One of the people turns around and grabs a broom, and he's like, "Damn birds!" But then he sees that you're there, and he goes, "Oh, sorry, friend."
Hello, my name is
They look at you.
Mark.
Strange you would use your name here.
Shit, I am.
So where are you coming from? Another
sorry.
guy says, "And who invited you?"
I'm 42069. I'm new here. I'm embarrassed. Please.
Yeah, you must be new here, says the guy with the clipboard.
Yes, I was.
He sets it down on top of the box.
I was told to get you. They said, go find a clipboard, man.
Who said?
Vakken.
Weird you would use names here.
What?
Vakken doesn't call me.
Hey, that's not my fault. He said my name. Oh, crap. 1 second.
do over? Yeah. They don't chase after you or anything. They just look very suspiciously at you. And when you close the door behind you, everything gets quiet inside.
And then I go over to Cosima and Isidore and like, can I see that badge? I need to. It's not going great in there, but I think if I see the badge, I'll be doing better.
Oh, Vakken's badge?
Yeah.
Sure. Here you go. Would you like any help with this? I'm rather stealthy.
Oh. Okay. Sure. Come with me.
Okay. I mean, I don't want to like step on your toes or anything, but if you'd like help, I'm willing.
Okay. I have a better idea. No. Yeah. Come with me.
All right.
And I write down Vakken's number or memorize it. It's not that hard. I can remember 5 digits. Please don't say them out loud because Tim Lanning can't. I will
never say the digits. You remember them.
I walk in. Oh, I'm sorry. My friend here, your numbers, he was also assigned with me to get Vakken's number to grab you. He didn't remember your number because he burned his hand.
What are you talking about? Says this human guy.
He wants you to come talk to him.
He sent you.
I'm a runner.
Come get me.
My badge.
To go talk to him.
Yes.
That sounds like him.
Yeah.
He picks up the clipboard.
Yeah, come. He's over here.
Keep loading these boxes until I get back.
I will help load the boxes in your stead.
Oh.
And who are you?
Well, I'm with him.
Yeah, but who are you?
I too have a number.
Show the badge.
Except it's Vakken's badge that I have. I will.
He's like, where's your badge?
Hold on. I will.
You don't have to say the number. You can just show the badge.
Oh, well, of course. And I'll show him Vakken's badge, but like number side facing me.
You're supposed to show the number, lady. You are new. He kind of reaches over and looks at the backside of the badge. And he says, all right. And he walks behind Marquis.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
It's pretty, he's kind of whispering to you at this point. Pretty rare that new people get some of those tower coins. Those things go fast.
Yeah.
1 in 100, I'd say.
They're gonna. I spilled a cart, and they're probably gonna kill me today. So they're just making me run around.
They won't kill you over a spilled cart.
Oh, okay.
If they did that, everyone here would get killed somehow.
Yes, he wants to meet you in this alleyway here.
Yeah, man. And he kind of stops and he grabs your sleeve and he says, look, just stay clear of the devils. None of us care what you do. We all get paid the same, right?
Okay. Oh, yeah, I did. Devils. I hate them. They're bad. I need to make sure
man.
you're who I was meant to find. Can I see your badge?
Yeah, I already showed it to you. And he shows you the badge.
Is it a tower badge?
No.
Fuck.
He says, yeah, it's me. I got a pretty big reputation on the outside.
Okay. What? Yeah. What? So fucking can wait. Like we're all in this together.
He can wait. I thought that we were going to talk to him.
I know, but that how he is.
Yeah, I know. He's all about the meat and rhubarb. That one.
Tea. He likes to drink that, I think. So, what's the deal with these devils?
Oh man, I don't know. Some deal Gaza made. Suddenly they just started showing up out of nowhere. Got the whole tower full of them.
Been there. Oh, I think Vakken wanted me to give you this.
Hey, Vakken! He screams. Where the hell are you? What did he give me? What? He looks at you.
He wants some
right, buddy.
some rations. He wanted to give you some rations.
Rations.
You needed money or food. Sorry, food. You said Vakken too.
Yeah, he's the only guy that greets new people. They mostly stop at his little stall there.
That makes sense. Sorry, my bad. I'm new here. I spelled it. So
I was new once. It's fine.
I'm going to give you these rations. You're going to give them to yourself because you didn't trust me because I spelled the card. But
he's like stacking rations on top of the clipboard, like holding them against his chest. Okay.
And then I point a finger at him and make my eyes with prestidigitation go red. And say, and he said, a devil is going to kill me and you if you don't take these rations. And I roll intimidation, and I get a 25.
He says, all right. I don't know why, but sure.
Now go back. Forget this happened.
Is that part of it I'm supposed to forget?
Yeah.
At this point, Cosima walks over, looking like Vakken.
He says, Vakken, what the hell's up with this? Why do I need these rations? Where's your badge? He looks at your hip where Vakken normally keeps his badge.
Would you like some tea?
Well, I mean, yeah, but last time you got a little handsy. Look, I got work to do. I don't know if this is a practical joke. You're just putting something up for these new guys.
Oh, yes, you have been punked. Is that how they say it? You're punked?
You old herpes spreader. Get the hell out of here. I'm going to get back to work. And he hands you the rations. He just kind of slides them off of his clipboard into your hands. Good one, you got me, says the Marquis.
I thought that was going to work. I don't know why I thought a man with it. I thought clipboard. I mean, he would have. I don't know.
It's a sign of importance, of course.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I've just been moving boxes.
Can you roll
Not
me an
knowing where
athletics
they're
check,
supposed to go.
please?
Just moving them.
Isadora, can you please roll me an athletics check?
Oh, I can try. 21.
21, you have an easy time moving these boxes around, but one of them does catch your attention. You see one of your companions struggling with it, and then you go over to assist. It's a little small for two people to grab, It's a little bit bigger than a briefcase, but it seems to be made out of lead or steel or some kind of really heavy metal. There's a big padlock on the front, and there's a strip of paper glued to the seam that says "Do not open" in Common and Elvish. And they're like, "Be careful with that one."
Yes, we wouldn't want to accidentally open it, would we?
It sounds like you would be winking at them the way you said that. Accidentally. They're like, "Yeah, no. It says don't open."
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
what's inside it? We wouldn't know because we wouldn't open it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You
Or
aren't
whatever.
at all curious what's inside it yourself, are you?
Oh, I've been curious this whole time. I just don't want to get my organs pulled out.
Right. But if they don't know, then they won't pull out your organs.
You know, she makes a lot of sense.
Do make a lot of sense. You know.
Y'all are
quite
going to get in
good-
trouble.
No. We won't get in trouble. They won't discover it. I'm quite good with locks. What do you say?
They don't stop you, but they seem to be looking out of the door and then looking back inside.
Well, if they don't stop me, I'm gonna go for it.
Sure.
You
Why
can't
don't
put "do not open" in front of me and expect me to not open it.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and roll me a dexterity check? Do you have thieves' tools?
No, but I have sleight of hand.
Okay, so this is going to be a dexterity check with disadvantage to try and open this lock.
I might have exaggerated my skills with locks, you guys. That's an 11.
With an 11, the padlock comes off.
Oh. That wasn't expected.
You just kind of have to jostle it around a lot and twist, and then the lock gives way. Because it's such a small box, it doesn't have a gargantuan lock on it.
Sweet. I will open the box.
Okay. Do you cut the paper or just kind of open it?
Can I kind of like pick at the papers so I can
Yeah.
like, peel it off intact so I can stick it back on?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
So you pick at the edge of the paper and peel it. And when you peel it the rest of the way off and open the box, the other four of you hear a thunderous detonation. And the edges of this building nearby blast out like a peal of thunder, smashed it to a million pieces. The roof caves in, the windows blast out into the street, sending 3 or 4 people flying. What do you do? Oh shit! Says your companion. He rushes over.
I will probably run underneath where
Isadora, can you make me a dexterity saving throw while your companions are thinking what they're doing?
I sure hope so.
Sure.
Mistakes were made, you guys. That's 21.
Okay.
Sorry, when I can go, I would like
Yeah,
to
you're good, Tim. What are you doing?
Can I cast Gust of Wind to like shoot underneath her to try to catch her? Is that something that is doable?
She is currently buried under the roof of a building.
Oh, gotcha. Never mind. I thought she was flying in the air. Like, whoa!
You see one of the individuals that you walked past earlier, who was loading and unloading boxes, does kind of fly by, and you can attempt to do some magical coolness to try and catch him if you want to make an Arcana check.
Okay, I will do that. 19 plus. Where's A? It's up there. 21.
That's exceptional. Yeah, you can kind of morph enough of a spell around to cushion his fall so he doesn't snap his neck against the room that he slams up against.
Perfect.
So whoa, he kind of hits this gust of wind that blows him to the side and he slides down the opposite wall, but he is absolutely unconscious.
Whoops.
Isadora, what you see from your perspective, you begin to peel the sticker and pull the sticker the rest of the way off. And when the box opens, there's a click and then a thunderous detonation. You take 68 points of force damage.
Owie.
How many hit points does that leave you at?
I have 10.
10. Okay, so you don't fall unconscious, but the roof does collapse around you. Can you just roll me a flat D20 roll, please?
Yes. 7.
With a 7, you are pinned under the rubble. It will take some doing to get you out. And you are pinned under the rubble next to the scattered, ruined remains of the individual that was looking over your shoulder.
Sorry. I say to the remains.
PPD, what are you doing when you hear this thunderous explosion?
I'll immediately look over, and do I see anyone running out of the building, or...
You see one individual flying out of the building as though kicked by a dozen mules all at the same time, very unconscious. And then you see the roof collapse. You see some people are like in shock for a moment, but then they start to head that way, like to see what's going on and to render aid if possible.
Am I going to be able to run over and sort of catch the person flying out of the building?
Yeah, you actually
do
can
that?
do it especially easily because Marcus seems to be casting some type of spell that cushions their fall. And yeah, you can catch them, no problem.
Okay. I would like to try and catch them in a fireman's carry style position.
Mhm.
And, oh, shoot. I'm going to roll a die to see if instinct takes over or if I just set them down nicely. Rolled a 1, so I'm going to Samoan drop them through whatever nearby table I can find.
Yep. When you do, they begin dying with 2 death fails. Cosima, what are you doing, my friend?
So Isadora is pinned under the rubble. Is she?
You don't see
visible
Isadora at
or-
all. You're so
Oh,
far away
okay.
that you just see the roof collapse.
Okay, I'm going to run towards it and start just sifting through the rubble, looking for any survivors.
Now, are you trying to listen and discern where a survivor would be, or are you? Trying
Yeah,
to prove
I
wrong?
think so.
Okay, so go ahead and make a perception check.
18 plus. It's 22.
22. You actually hear a familiar voice struggling underneath this rubble, kind of making these squeaking sounds as rubble's pressing against her chest. You hear Isadora, I'm sorry. A person next to you says, Vakin, what happened?
Oh, right.
It was horrible. It was horrible. An explosion.
Devin, you hear Pluck flip out "Ah! Ah!" after this explosion, but you also see the roof collapse, someone fly away, get snatched out of the air by a gust of wind, get caught by PPD, and then slammed through a table.
I will run over to heal this poor individual.
Okay, heal the unnamed brigand. Sure.
Yeah, we're making a great first impression on our
Would
first
you like to use a medicine check or extend a spell slot?
Let's do medicine because start with simple aid first, right?
And if you have a healer's kit, you can stabilize them without a check.
Totally do.
Sure. So stabilized, you tend to this person and you're like cooing at them and pulling this long barb of wood out of their cheek. This seems to have scraped up against their teeth and then patching that with a bandage. And you see PPD is like flexing for just a moment and then realizes kind of what he did. Do you look abashed, PPD, or are you still leaning into it?
Internally, I'm very conflicted because that table spot was supposed to help brace in my mind. I'm not the smartest guy. And seeing him now in pain, I'm very conflicted about it inside, but I'm never going to show externally that I've caused any issues. So I just keep flexing away and
Flex the shame away.
As people that were going to rush up and render aid themselves see PPD flexing at this ruined individual at his feet, they give you a wide berth and stay well back.
I'm gonna start cutting a promo on this guy on the ground, trying to pin the explosion on him
Okay.
Okay.
to try and save some face.
There you go.
So go ahead and make me a charisma deception check for the crowd.
All right. Ooh, sorry, just double checking. I only add my deception on.
Mhm. A D20 and then add your deception.
That's a 12.
Okay. You see one of the guys picks up what looks to be a piece of a wagon wheel that's broken apart and throws it at him at Devin's feet. He's like, "You fucking idiot! I can't believe you would do that." They seem to believe you.
Oh, no. At the guy at Devin's feet.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
I was
Not
definitely not trying to blame Devin in this.
God, Devin, why would you do
God,
that?
Devin.
Isadora, can you please make me an athletics check?
I can. I was also wondering if I could just cast Dimension Door.
You are currently restrained, which means
Oh.
you have to free your arms to cast, I believe. Unless you are a sorcerer with subtle spell.
It does just say verbal component.
Verbal? Then you are good to
Like
go.
Matador?
You can speak the word and fall through space.
Sweet. I'm gonna
Where
say,
would you
get
like
me
to
out of
go?"
here. Just outside the building.
Okay, so you can visualize a location. You
Maybe like right in
dimension
front of the
door.
meat stall or something.
Oh yeah, you dimension door and fall through. There's a lot of dust that comes with you, and you arrive prone on the ground. And you look around, you see that no one's paying attention this direction at all, except for the two guards looking in from the gate who see you.
I give a little wave.
The Goliath points at his good eye and then points to you like he's watching you. So, Cosima and Marcus, the two of you hear Isadora stop breathing. There's a word, and then nothing.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
No, Isadora. Cosima sort of tries to fit his hand into the rubble and says, "Take my hand and I will dimension door you out. Please don't die like this. This is so horrible."
Does that rubble like move around with the lack of her body? It's like, oh no, she's being crushed. She's being
Cosima,
crushed.
when you push your hand in there, you feel a puddle of meat and blood ruined beyond repair from the location where Isadora was.
No.
You pull your hand back and there's blood dripping from your claws and fur. Marquis, can you make me a perception check real fast, please, my friend?
Natural 1 + 2.
You are shocked and surprised, it should say, as a huge figure with large bat-like wings plummets on top of Cosima with its huge claws, far bigger than a tiger's, grabbing onto his gear and his flesh.
Ooh.
The big wings beat 2 times and lift him from the rubble. Cosima, a human-shaped thing, probably 9 feet tall, plummets from the sky and lands on you. You take 12 damage. I already rolled the attack roll. It was a 28. I'm assuming that hits.
Yeah, that hits.
So you take 12 damage as it lands on you and clutches you with its claws. And you can kind of turn and look behind you, and you see what looks to be a devil with huge bull-like horns that stretch out beyond his shoulders, large bat-like wings, and skin that looks like leathery brimstone. And it doesn't speak out loud. It speaks into your mind. And it says, "You are coming with me," and begins to lift you from the rubble.
Just imagine if that was like your inside voice.
Yeah. Yes, that was it politely asking.
You're actually under the impression that it was just stating it. It wasn't screaming. You do anything?
I think Cosima is just going to go with this for the moment.
Okay. So Marcus,
This is what I deserve. This is what I deserve.
Cosima clutching his face and crying in the claws of this devil that begins to fly him back to the tower.
Well, hey, Cosima's getting taken to the tower. We don't need a badge for him. I call that a success. But I need Isadora's badge, so I guess I will.
You see Isadora running up past PPD and Devin. She's dusty and wounded greatly, but otherwise she is not trapped beneath the rubble.
I thought you.
Hey, everyone.
Oh, you're alive! What you doing there?
I certainly didn't open a box that I wasn't supposed to.
Did you open a box?
That would... maybe.
I love it.
It said do not open. It's like wet paint. You just have to touch it. Like,
Why would they put that
No.
on? They're not gonna let you open it, right?
right? It's like a please open me sign.
I respect it.
Thank you. I
Look at
appreciate
the
it.
box.
Taken, and he's gone, but I think he's taken to the
Okay.
tower. So
Oh,
hey,
perfect. That's excellent.
Clipboard man pushes past you, Marquis, falls to his knees in the rubble, and starts screaming, 81854! Are you in there? No!
The good news is he is in there. Bad news is he didn't make it.
damn.
I'm very sorry. Also, I'm in a lot of pain right now.
So, Devin, PPD, you've incited not a riot, but some people to point the blame towards this unconscious but stable individual. They collect him, throw him in the back of a cart, and start taking him to a far corner of this stronghold. Anyone that can tell you, yeah, put him in the brig. Yeah, fuck that guy. He is dumb, says someone.
Use this as a distraction, a classic distraction move, and try to get in the tower. We don't have enough badges, but you know, Cosima's gone, and we have a couple badges. I'm sure we can figure it out.
Yes, I can still cast Disguise Self and give somebody else my badge.
Cool.
Are we all outside now?
The four of
Okay.
you are outside, yes. Cosima is currently in the air being delivered to the tower.
Here, I would like
Yeah.
to cast Cure Wounds on Isadora. I find the proper dice.
Oh.
I shall tell you how much that renders. $23.
Tell me exactly what you rolled on each dice.
Yeah.
3, 7, 7,
No.
2.
And
Four.
what are they? Are they D4s or D8s?
D8s.
Reroll any of them that are under 4, please.
Okay.
As you're doing that, Marquis puts out his hands, and then this like glowingness sort of it emanates off him in like a whoosh, making your spell, your healing, a little bit better using something called boop boop de boop 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 de boop. Empowered healing. I just have to use a sorcery point to let you re-roll any number of those healing dice.
You feel the bridge between yourself and your god lessened in this moment as your companion channels this divine nature. What is the new total?
31.
Woo!
Sizable.
Excellent. Thank you. I think I'm just gonna like drink a little potion too, just to like top me off, because I don't know what we're gonna face in that tower.
Probably bad. That was a big dude that took Cosima. He had wings, and Cosima's crying.
Well, if he had
Way
wings,
taller than me.
I definitely need to heal up the rest of the way. So I'm gonna drink a potion of greater.
Everyone's taller than you, Devin.
I have to rub it in.
I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself and whoever else needs to get into the tower. It will probably fail, so we need a backup plan.
I'm
Alright.
actually going to
at
be on
this point. We've got a big old distraction and explosion. Screw it. We're going in loud, all right? We're going to go in strong, hard, and fast. They won't know what hit them. We're going in hard, brother.
All right, that works too. Sure.
Okay.
And I just start
that was
running,
inspiring.
ignoring the rest of them.
Okay.
Okay.
I actually can't do invisibility. I have a wand of wonder, and it adds all these spells that I cannot cast to my spell list. And it's because I can't cast between me and you a gust of wind either. I can roll a d100 and hope I cast it, but no.
I can cast invisibility if we want to go that route.
I'm sure it's fine.
It's,
He's still alive after all this time.
let's just charge in. What's the worst that could happen?
What's the worst that could happen?
I have to report for
Devin,
guard duty.
From your chest, Pluck says, "Whoa, whoa! The tower's full of devils." Whoa.
Thank you for that astute observation.
It's
Pluck.
almost like, that's a bad idea.
Don't devils like see invisible people or smell them or
They
something?
probably have true sight. Good point. Hiroshi, we've been traveling together some time. What would we know that could stop you in your tracks? What would be, this is surely not the first time you've charged into certain death. What would be something that we could use to coax you to no longer charge into a magical tower filled with who knows how many devils?
Hold person.
How
I mean,
distracted is he by
attacking
shiny things?
or by shiny things?
Yeah.
Well, if it's a title belt, then very distracted.
All right.
Um,
how about this? How
I'll be
about
right.
minor illusion? And I cast. It's basically another shiny title belt, one that you could never quite get off to your left, just hanging from a ladder. That's a little bit large for minor illusion, but we're having fun.
You know what? I'm not a very intelligent man. I wouldn't necessarily
Minor illusion
connect.
fits within a 5-foot cube, so it should be fine, right?
It's a small ladder, yeah.
I wouldn't have connected that this title was from another territory.
Okay.
I did see this one. It's the one that has always eluded me.
Yeah.
And I look
it.
around.
And you've described it to me so many times that I know exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the one regret that I've had in my career up to this point.
Yeah.
And
So
as I see
sad.
that, I just kind of drop down to my knees, look up at the title, and then let out this primal war. And scream, oh, it's a ladder match. Oh, it's gonna be good, brother.
There's a guy carrying a wash basket full of laundry who looks at the ladder, looks at the title belt, and then turns and sees you charging towards it. And he drops the wash basket. And
I slap it out of his hands, put my finger up to his face, and just, no way, you're getting away this time.
He goes, and passes out.
I start
badge do they have?
very, very laboriously climbing up the ladder, taking way, way, way too long for how I should be climbing.
Yeah, I like it. Cosima, you are deposited unceremoniously 15 feet through a glass window into the 3rd floor of the tower. Slide on the tile. You see that there are a lot of people here. The floor seems to be made out of steel, as well as the rest of the place, covered in glass. But there's probably 15 people that have congregated here, as well as an 80-year-old looking, very stumpy, wide-headed man that you believe fits the description of Gaza, the crime boss of this establishment. He says, "What the fuck are you doing here?"
I just got thrown through your window. I think you should have seen that, yes?
The devil comes in behind and stomps. He flexes his wings and throws a bunch of the glass off and away. Bats his wings a few times and nearly knocks some people off their feet. And seems to converse with Gaza in his head. He's like, "You were at the explosion."
Oh, yes, I was trying to save people.
He comes over and he points a stubby finger at you. If I find out it was you, you're gonna pay me back every cent.
Well, it was not me. There would be nothing to find.
Cosima, you also see that there are two people here who have gathered this crowd. No one is within 6 feet of them. One is a very tall, muscular, bony-looking man, human man with salt and pepper hair, probably in his early 50s. And on his shoulder, kind of laying there like a strange-looking slug, is another human man.
Ugh.
Who looks as though he has no bones or very few bones. And he tilts his head with his stringy blonde hair hanging down. He tilts his head 180 degrees and looks at you from beside his brother and goes, and reaches out an arm like he wants to try and touch you, even though you're 20 feet away.
Cosima looks up at the boss and says, well, now that we've got this sorted, I can leave and not get groped by that fleshy man?
He says, you're going nowhere. We're about to have a fight, and you're going to stay here and clean it up and fix my window. He tosses over his shoulder as he walks back into the crowd. The tall man cuts his eyes at you for just a moment. But it's almost like he recognizes you, in a sense. And then he cuts his eyes back to this crime boss and says, I don't have time for your games. And Gaza says, You're asking an exorbitant price of me, you cur. 18,000 a day? I'd never pay that. I bet you couldn't even beat my friend here. The horned devil takes a step forward and says in Infernal, do you know Infernal, Cosima?
I think I do. Is that in? This is where D&D Beyond fails me, and I can't remember where it is.
It's in the bottom left under. There's like armor,
Languages.
weapons,
There we are.
Languages.
No, I don't. Celestial. There you go.
He says something in Infernal that makes a few people in the crowd bristle, but everyone else looks as confused as you. Cut 2. You 4. You've managed to catch up with PPD, calm him down a little bit. He grabbed onto this illusory belt and kind of fell from the ladder, but caught himself on the bottom rungs, and then looks a little upset, I would imagine, PPD.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Not the first time we've done this, too.
I would have been crying at first at the thought of holding this title, and then just pure frustration and malaise sets in.
We got to figure out a better way of doing this, but
It's
I
the most
walk over-
effective.
it's most effective. I'm sorry, big guy. I did the belt trick again.
One of these days, you'd think.
Please
about
forgive me.
One of these days they'll catch it, I'm sure.
Yeah. As soon as we get that belt, all of us can quit our adventuring life, and your daughter can move back in. And
I just miss her so much.
I know. Hey, use that anger. How about idea? We're running low on time. I heard half the conversation as I went to the bathroom. Let's say we are here to fight. We fight good. We use y'all's badges to make us look real. Bing, bang, boom. In the tower. We'll probably figure this out in like 50 minutes, right?
So hold on. You pulled the belt trick again.
Yes.
To stop me. To suggest that we run in, which is what I was doing.
No, we need to talk first, then run. So we need
run
to use,
together.
Yeah, control that rage, buddy.
Yes.
Control that rage.
I tried to rally the troop. Let's just go.
I'm telling you, you didn't see this guy. I don't think. Did you? Did you see the thing with wings? It was so scary.
I did not. I was nearly dead.
Isadora, you feel rallied, right? I
Oh.
feel rallied.
Absolutely. Very,
I'm
very
rallied.
Very
I'm rallied.
tip top rallied.
I've never been so rallied.
I'm exceptionally rallied, says Smith.
Yes.
Oh, Smith, I forgot you were here.
Oh, you're here?
I have no issues with right now. Thank you.
Now, how many badges do we have between us? I have Vakins. Is that the only one?
No, I've got one.
You've got
Yeah.
one.
Was Smith able to mock up anything halfway?
Why don't you
decent?
go ahead and roll me? He gets a +3 bonus to this check. He
That's all I
needs a DC 18 to
Okay.
make a copy.
Sure,
Oh, can
that should be easy.
Can I cast Bardic Inspiration?
Yes.
So
Okay.
you get an extra D10.
D10.
Yeah, baby.
GD. Okay. I will take
I mean, yes,
this
you do.
this D20 and I will roll it in this mat. I got a 15 plus 3. That's 18. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I did it.
Let's see how good it gets. Go ahead and roll the D10.
I will do it. I got a 7. So bing,
Nice.
25.
He actually made 2.
Boom!
Nice.
Smith.
They're okay,
Ah.
right? They seem to be made out of a suitable material. The only problem is like the exact typeface. But as long as you flash them, you should be
Okay.
fine. He seems very proud of them.
Smith, this is
And
the
he
best.
put 6 numbers on.
That's too many numbers.
He used a lot of 6s.
Okay, the devils, they probably will like the 6th thing. I think that's true in this world too. This is so good, and I flick him a gold coin.
He catches it less greedily. than
Right, I pay
Barlow
him
would.
well. I pay him
Yeah.
well. Well, Smith has been with me quite some time.
Nice.
And he says, Sir, am I going inside with you to the tower?
No,
Or do
you
you
know-
want me to remain here?
Before, I was going to bring you for comedic relief, as you probably get your entrails ripped out, but I want you out here, buddy. Don't
He
hurt
says,
yourself.
I can ready an escape carriage if we need it.
Thank you. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
That's a very small list, sir.
It is. It is. All right.
Perfect.
At the front door, you see that there are 3 guards, and they seem enamored with the explosion that happened nearby. And they say, What happened? What happened out there? The elven one says, I see a lot of smoke.
Some factories, some boxes, things went
Yeah,
boom.
Somebody dropped something and just
Ah.
boom. That whole place went up.
Yeah. Phew.
Been a while since something like that happened.
There was a
individual.
person puddle. It was gross.
Ah,
They all say "Ah" at the same time.
Yeah, luckily, I'm pretty sure they got the guy who set off the
Oh, yeah.
whatever happened.
crazy
They got him.
man.
Yeah, you can go look at him if you want.
Old. Yeah, I'll probably skin him alive.
Yeah, you could look at him
Oh,
if you wanted. It's, make sure you can go look if you want, I guess. If you wanted to, you could.
Feel free. I mean, we can get this if you want. I mean, tower badge and all that.
I mean,
Quick
a
Right.
hero book giveaway just started for the chat.
Hero book.
Yeah.
Gotta go type hashtag giveaway in the Twitter.
Yeah, do that. Go do that
I'll
on the
be
Twitch right now.
The human runs off.
Yes. Thanks, hero book.
Would either of you two gentlemen point me to where I need to be serving as a guard? I got selected randomly for guard duty somewhere.
Oh, the warden of the dwarven man
Yeah, that's
Cap off.
right.
and holds it to his chest. And he says, Bless you, kid. Take him so young. Right inside. Third floor. I'm sorry.
I hand Pearl one of the not very good ones of the badges, and I just whisper, "Go with Isadora. I'm going with Devin. I'm a guard too. I knocked over a crate. You probably heard about it. So here you go. Here's my number. Here's my badge. So
They're putting 2 of you in there with those things.
yeah, since this guy's so short, they figured they needed another guy to help them just in case.
All right. They hold open the door for the both of you.
That was easy.
And we're just here for the, of course, the stuff, I say flashing my badge.
Who sent you?
Oh, it was 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
7, oh yeah, that.
Yeah, that one.
8675309.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
Wasn't it Ruben's number?
I'm biting my lips so hard because any countdown just makes me want to jump into act.
Fuck!
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to use names. That
was that little kid. It died. Probably gave his badge to someone else. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Come on in.
Oh,
Do whatever you're doing. Just don't
Yeah,
make a ruckus.
We're together. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. In the bottom floor, the four of you see is wide open. There are some boxes and some storage here. Mm-hmm. And there is a very portly tiefling woman who is walking around with a clipboard. And she is recording the letters and numbers from the top of these boxes, taking the paper off and putting it in her clipboard.
She must be important.
Cut back to Cosima. Cosima, in the last few minutes, you've gotten up and helped clean up some of this glass and keeping your attention on this group of individuals. You see that it has escalated to where this crime boss has talked absolute trash to these two men, one of which has been incessantly staring at you with his beady, watery eyes. The larger of the individuals takes the man from his shoulder and sets him down in a little pile outside of this large central chamber in this room. When the doors open and this large man steps in, you see that this chamber is full of cages. This seems to be where they're keeping prisoners or creatures or something like that. It's hard to make out from the edges, but there is a big glass panel in the door. And the crime boss, Gaza, says, "It was supposed to be both of you." And he says, "I am more than adequate," as he walks inside this large human man. The horned devil pushes past, and you see what looks like tar dripping from his hand. And as it drips, it leaves long streaks of black tar. And when it touches the ground, it forms into a fork, the tip of which is razor sharp and wreathed in flame. And he pushes his way through this small doorway and stretches his wings wide. And the people around you start to gamble. What do you do?
Trying to look as innocuous and not obvious about it as possible, Cosima sort of sidles up to just one of the members of the crowd and says, it's my first day here. Could you explain both what is going on and also what the stakes are for this gambling?
The young woman that you sidle up beside looks at you and says, I'm pretty new here as well. It looks like they just have people go in here and fight almost at whim, almost against these devils exclusively. It's like Gaza's trying to prove that they're stronger than everyone else here, and so far he's been right.
Yes. Okay. Do you know what happens if someone should beat the devil?
I don't know. No one has yet.
Okay.
Thank
you very much.
More than likely they would get taken up to Gaza's penthouse. He likes to keep the strongest fighters next to him.
Oh, for tea and such. Yes, this seems to be a common thread here.
One-on-one? There's no way. The devil's way too strong.
Okay. Well, thank you for this information. Do you know anything about that weird fleshy man who is still staring at me?
Yeah, that's his younger brother.
Gaza's?
No. The big guy. Iori. They're called the Manzo brothers.
Oh.
That's Iori. She points to the large one, currently unbuttoning his shirt and peeling it off of his very large body inside of this chamber. And that one's Jin, I'm told. And you see that Jin Monzo is crawling across the floor towards you. And she says, before you run, can I touch your fur?
Yes, thank you for asking. Oh, it does not. That is the spot, yes. Excuse me, now I will run. And Cosima starts to back away from Jin.
You see that Jin's arm stretches out 15 feet.
Yay!
And tries to grab onto your foot. Can you make me a strength, athletics, or dexterity acrobatics check contested by his?
Sure. Acrobatics. That is a 21.
All right. Jin beat you out barely with a 23. So you feel his hand wrap around your ankle, and he starts to drag himself towards you. His arm seems to stretch back into his amorphous-looking bony body. As he slides across the floor.
Cosima goes, no, bad touch! And casts gaseous form on himself.
Nice. So you transform into a small cloud. What color gas is this?
It's the same black as his fur. There's a couple of like white patches
nice.
within the gas.
Kind of a vaporous black and white smoke. That's cool.
Mm.
Cut back to you four down at the first floor. The woman has introduced herself to you as Sesh.
Sesh?
Yes.
What was our joke name again that we said that was so
The
bad?
Broody Bunch.
The Broody Bunch. Thank you.
And she says, now what exactly are y'all doing in here? I didn't call for any help.
We got the badges and we're told to show up. And I quickly flash my badge.
Okay. She kind of cracks a little bit of a smile. Her teeth are a little more pointy than your other companion, Vaken's were. And she says, okay. She leans in conspiratorially across a box and says, I don't care if y'all want to go up to the third floor and watch. Just don't lie.
Don't lie.
I'll grab her by the head and slam her head first into the box, figuring that she's made me.
Right.
No.
Go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
I'm not a smart man.
As soon as you start talking, I was like, we shouldn't let him
That's
do the
a crit.
talking, but I was very mean to him, so he can have it.
I'm also very frustrated. So
Yep.
Yeah,
Is
it was
me
my
right?
fault for doing a countdown.
So I rolled crit.
Yeah,
grab
that's
her
good.
head.
That's on you.
Yeah.
You grab her head
Apologize.
and quickly slam it into the box. Can you roll me a D4 and add your strength modifier to it?
Just strength, no proficiency, because this is not going to be good.
You already hit. This is just damage.
6.
We're at 2750, by the way. Thank you so much,
Oh,
everyone,
damn.
for donating.
Awesome.
We
Somebody
crushed
donate
through
$100.
600. Someone donated
Thank
160. Michael McMahon, good friend of ours,
Aw.
and Michael
Mike,
Lapointe did
you're
75.
awesome.
Calvin Scott did 50. So yeah, got us very far the way. We're over a quarter of a way to 10,000. So we're just about a quarter to where we want to be to break our previous record. So apologies. Go ahead.
Fantastic
Tell you what,
job.
Thank you
if
so
we
much.
Break the record. I'm gonna do it again and actually like clean proper
Oh!
it all off this time. So
Look how much beard.
keep that in mind. This is
10,777.
Here you
I was going to cook up all kinds of crazy, like never gonna reach it shit. Like, if we hit $10,000 during this stream, I will throw all of my stuff away.
Yeah.
Go nuts with it.
It's like, I will eat a D4 if we get to 10,000.
I will eat this Die Hard dice.
Yeah. But people will do it. They're wild.
Yeah. So you three see as PPD grabs this woman and slams her head into the box. The box caves in, and a falcon streaks out of it like it was trapped inside the box. But you didn't hear it before, and it out the door. The two guards at the front door turn their attention back inside, where they see this portly tiefling woman get her head smashed into a box. And I would like you four to roll. Actually, go ahead. All five of you roll initiative.
Oh boy. 19 for Marquis Durian Appleman, the level 10 divine sorcerer.
25 to 20.
17.
21.
Huh?
21 for me.
21?
Oh, damn.
And Devin. Uh, 19 to 15.
I got 18.
19.
Isadora. And lower.
17.
17. PPD.
Pymid Palace Page.
4.
All right.
Oh,
You should have rolled better.
oh no.
Natural one.
It's a backseat rolling. Well, you're in quite a time. Yeah.
The first people to spring into action are the two guards and the tiefling woman.
Yeah, I'm imagining I've still got some control of the head just because there was the
You have her grappled.
surprise attack. Okay.
I wouldn't take that from you. She says, "What in the nine hells?" And she is going to cast Hold a Person on you, PPD. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Wisdom saving throw.
Oh god.
Well, that's an advantage. Ah, 19.
Okay. Shake off the effect of the spell. You still have her head like below parallel, halfway in the box. The two guards rush forward. They don't seem to be paying any attention to Devin, Marquis, or Isadora.
Phew.
And they instead put all of their effort into subduing PPD. The first one is going to swing at you twice, PPD. One of them is a 14, and the other is an 18 to hit with his halberd.
14 misses, 18 hits.
The other is going to swing twice and miss twice. So there's only one good hit for 8 points of slashing damage.
Understood.
And the guards cry out to you three, "Subdue your friend! Get him out of here!" That brings us to Devin.
Like, it's not my friend.
Co-workers.
Or that's where you said you were going.
Yeah, I think me and we're like, yeah, we should probably get upstairs.
Is that what you're doing? Heading upstairs?
Yep, I am going. I'm out.
Start jogging upstairs. Marquis.
I look between Devin and PPD, and I cast Blight on one of the guards, and I use sorcery, 4 sorcery points, I think, and I twin spell, and so they both have to make a DC, I think 18. That seems high. 17. Con check.
8 and a 2.
8 and a 2. All right. I'm scrolling. So they both take 8d8 damages. So I'm gonna-
You cannot roll lower than their hit point maximum. So they
Okay. So I just like kind of put out my one arm and weird green ooze starts coming out, and then I grab my other arm from it and I was like, smile. And as like golden light comes from my eyes, and I just like throw it at them, and then they just like wither and desiccate in front of me as all like moisture is sucked out of them into the air, and there's like steam coming out. Like what the? Sorry.
This oily steam boiling out of them as their flesh shrivels up inside their clothes. They don't so much scream as make this.
I hate using that spell, but
as I'm jogging up the stairs, I look back in surprise. Oh, yeah, that distraction worked really well. Good job. Yeah.
Thanks, Devin.
It says there one left.
Yes, the tiefling lady currently being held by PPD. Her clipboard has comically been thrown away. She's got like pieces of wood stuck in her skin. Her eyes are black.
I just really want to do this. I'm going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on her.
Okay.
So she could do a Wisdom saving throw, DC 16.
She beats it.
Oh, well, that's not
Roll a
fun.
19. So you cast the spell, and you see the edges of her mouth curl up, and then she fights the magic away with a grit of her teeth, and it does not take hold. Do you have anything with your move or your bonus action?
Who's going after me? Probably PPD.
Yeah.
I will use my bonus action to give Bardic Inspiration to PPD. So I will notice that she's not laughing. I'll be like, ugh. And I'll just instead do a little dance with some jazz hands and give PPD some Bardic Inspiration.
All right, PPD. You still have her horns clutched in your hands, half shoved into a box.
As she's kind of like down bent over this box, I'm gonna reach over, kind of grab by the waist and try and flip her up for a power bomb to put her fully through and smash this box.
Sure, give it a shot.
Break that box.
This is just going to be an attack roll, unarmed strike for you since you already have her grabbed.
Okay.
And you'll have 1d10 to
add to that.
To add to your attack.
Just the attack roll, not damage.
Yes.
Okay, that is straight 20.
2, 7, 7, 7.
Woo!
Woo!
Thank you, everyone, so much.
Love
Would you
it.
roll that attack roll?
So rolled 17. Am I adding anything on that? Plus
You are.
5.
That is.
Yeah, cool.
Go
So
ahead and roll your
I'll
damage.
flip her up, and that's St. Gil D4.
Mhm.
I feel like this should be so much more damage. 2.
Woo!
Shit, I should have gone raged first.
Modifier.
Should've
2
done
plus
rage.
your strength, so 4 total damage.
2 plus strength, 4 total. Yeah.
Okay. 4 total damage. You crumple her into the box, and she seems unconscious.
Yes.
There's a oh, and then she stops moving. Cosima, you are on the stairs, and you hear a little bit of a commotion 2 floors below, but not a whole lot. Most of the attention in this entire place is put upstairs, where you hear a earth-shadowing, bellowing scream from inside the room where this fight is taking place. But you're currently in your very slow, gaseous form, and you see as Jin Monzo is looking up at you still. Pluck is on the ground, trying to run away from Jin Monzo, as Jin Monzo reaches out a hand to try and grab your pigeon companion that did not go gaseous with you. He says,
I will drop my gaseous form and use my Hexblade's Curse on Jin. and then charge forward with my weapon and attack him.
All right.
I get to make 2 attacks. Will a 13 hit Jin?
I believe it does not.
And the 12, that's terrible rolling.
That also misses.
That hits, oddly enough.
Oh, this is horrible. You're so floppy. I should be able to hit all of you. How are you everywhere but my sword?
He does not seem to care very much that you attacked him. He seems more enamored with the fact that you came back.
Oh.
And he goes, hey, at you. And it is his turn, and I would like you to make an acrobatics check versus his athletics check to grab you again.
Oh my goodness.
22.
That's an 11.
He grabs you again, this time around the waist, and he pulls himself onto you like a sash.
Excellent.
He could be nice. We don't know.
It's high fashion.
Yeah, man.
We shouldn't judge.
What do we know? We shouldn't judge.
Does this, I mean, that was an opposed skill check, but does it count as an attack roll if he's trying to grab onto me?
It does not, because he did not roll an attack roll. He rolled an ability check.
Bastard. All right.
And he just hangs off of you, just kind of clings there. Pluck kind of trundles over and looks like, please, like he needs you to pick him up because his tiny little orange feet can barely keep underneath his massive football-sized bulk.
Do you really want to be closer to this thing around my waist?
He looks at it. He looks at you. He turns and starts trying to run to the stairs. It's very...
That's a good call, friend.
Back downstairs, you guys are effectively out of initiative. So what are you doing now?
Can I open some more of these boxes?
You certainly can.
I want to.
You have a pry bar.
I have a dagger.
I have a crowbar.
Oh, dope.
With a crowbar, it doesn't even take a check. You just kind of pull them open.
Okay.
I will hand you my crowbar.
I'm like scratching at it. Like, thank you, Isadora. This is
You're
much
welcome.
better.
I will come prepared.
Thank you. I want to cry bar some of these boxes.
Inside some of the boxes, you see there are spell reagents. You see that there are gambling chips in one. One of them has different types of silver in it, like goblets and things like that, maybe to be melted down. It seems like there's just a lot of paraphernalia here, some of which is quite expensive.
Ooh, I want to take the gambling chips.
All right, there's about 70 pounds of them. How much
Whoa!
do you take?
All of them, and I give them to Isadora.
Sweet. I will put it in my bag of holding.
Okay. You dump chips in. That will take about 5 minutes.
Oh,
Back to Cosima.
I'm sure we're fine.
Yeah, just dump it in. Maybe some of that silver too.
Cosima,
Yeah, why not?
upstairs.
Before we head back to Kazima, did we hear what was going on a couple of floors up? Because you were talking about a loud noise.
You heard the earth-shattering bellow, yes.
Okay. So I
Did you
probably
want
would
to
start
remain
making
with
my
your
way up while
companions
they're
or
dealing with the
upstairs?
chips.
Okay. Cosima, what are you doing? This thing does not seem to want to attack you.
I guess I'll try diplomacy on it. Jin, it's Jin, yes?
He says,
Can you say anything other than
he says, and his mouth opens wide enough to fit the pumpkin inside as it hangs nearly to the floor.
With Jin, assuming he's not trying to eat me, I'm just going to run into where the major scuffle is going on.
On the same floor you're in, or down?
Yes.
Well, you see a crowd has gathered there, and they're peering through the small windows to see what's happening. Inside the opposite end of the room, you see Gaza is paying close attention to what's going on. The fight transpires thusly. The horned devil casts a series of spells at Iori Manzo, and some of them seem to take hold, but for the most part, he shrugs them off. In a sudden burst of speed, you see Iori Manzo run forward, grab hold of the horned devil by the horns, and begin to pry its skull apart.
Ugh.
It shrieks and flails its wings and claws with its back claws, and it stabs its fork straight into Iori's chest, and it seems to do nothing. It scrapes away. The tip of the fork shatters and breaks to pieces.
So this room was filled with cages you mentioned before, is that correct?
The room that they are currently fighting in, through a door from where you are right now, yes, is full of cages.
Okay. Do I obviously see now? I'm not. Cosima is not knowledgeable of the Arc-Fae, but do I see anything obviously caged up that matches the description we were given by our contact?
You can't actually see into the cages. The only real recompense that was given to you was that this strange pigeon would be able to feel where it is, but it's currently falling down the stairs.
The stairs. I'm going to charge further into the room to be closer to this fight so that I can react if anything presents an
You're currently
opportunity.
at the door. Are you trying to break in, or
Yeah.
you're trying to break in?
Yeah, I'll try to break in.
Sure. The 15 or so guards around you see you prying at the door and aren't really sure what to take of it, but think maybe you want to get in on this, and they let you have at it. So roll me an athletics check.
16.
16. You begin prying at the door. You think it will take one more successful check of this magnitude. You have the door about halfway open, but there seems to be some springs or some type of leverage that keeps this door closed. So give me one more.
12.
The second check is easier than the first, and you manage to pry the door the rest of the way open and duck inside. When you do, the door closes behind you. Says Jin.
Says Cosima.
The devil erupts in flame and is gone. Gaza says, "What in the gods' names? You are strong." And then they both see you.
Hello.
Downstairs. You load up poker chips, silver, load up anything just at hand that seems valuable or useful, and chuck it in
I
the
like
bag.
rip like a candelabra or whatever off the whatever you call it. Like off the
Put that in
wall.
here too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, why are we here again? Oh,
You start
shit.
like knocking shit off of shelves into it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm holding the bag open so you can just like scoop it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting other bags in your bag.
Oh yeah.
How's Devin feel about this?
We're going to tithe some of this, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
what,
yeah.
1%? That's common, right?
Depends.
Yeah.
Little higher.
I like to give 1%
Two.
to
We'll be
most
very
of these.
generous. Yeah.
We just give 1% to several different churches. That way the churches will owe us
Right.
something.
Right. Or perhaps to charity instead.
Oh,
That'd be
indeed.
an excellent idea.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it's fine.
I would give to charity.
That chicken thing's back.
Oh,
It lands at the bottom of the stairs.
Devin, your bird.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I was gonna pick that up on my way up.
Devin, your
I
bird's back.
pick up Pluck. Where have you been?
Points.
Well, shall we?
Yes. Come on. We
Yeah.
have no time to waste, Devin.
Oh, yes. Come on. Why would you waste time?
All
I
right,
start
sense.
upstairs.
you all trundle up the stairs. As you do, you notice that whatever is going on in here has riled up this natural force that seems to summon birds, because you run through about 30 starlings that are trying to force their way through the glass in this staircase. And you see people are going around with a net and catching them and dragging them back to the bottom of the tower. When you reach the 3rd floor, you see that Cosima is inside a locked room, a locked circular room surrounded by 15 guards next to a gargantuanly huge human individual who is covered in little cuts and scrapes and old scars. Locked inside the room with them is an 80-year-old wide-headed crime boss who seems to be speaking, but you can just barely hear it through the glass.
He seems alive. Huh.
Ah, I knew we would meet him up here.
I'm gonna take out my light hammer and try and smash this glass,
All right.
just to make my
Roll me an attack
entrance
roll.
all the more iconic. 15 plus strength or plus proficiency. 20.
If you roll a 15, you hit the glass. So go ahead and roll damage for it.
Okay, with what does my light hammer?
Chat would like a confirmation of the little goo boy's name and spelling.
Jinn, Jinn.
Perfect.
Are you? This light hammer is no better than my melee. I should have.
I mean, it is called a
What's the
light
damage on
hammer.
that?
It's 1d4 plus 2, so 5.
Okay. It hits the glass and leaves a long scrape and a little bit of a crack. But you think this glass is pretty sturdy stuff, especially since it's surrounding these cages. And that is when we will fall back into the same initiative we had as the other 15 guards start attacking you four.
Why?
Ah,
Oh,
Why? They turn and see like you've got blood on you, blight juice on your fingers,
okay.
light hammer smashed into the glass.
I'm probably wearing like a crown or
Yeah.
something.
I just
Yeah.
gesture like
Yeah.
I don't know any of these people.
Go ahead and roll me a deception check for that.
No, there's no way. There's absolutely no way that'll work.
Okay, Isadora, what is your AC?
17.
And PPD, what is your AC?
Yeah, 17.
Okay, good.
What do you mean good?
Good. Good for us or good for you?
All right, 5 hit Isadora and 4 hit PPD as they just run into this melee and start attacking you.
Ah!
Isadora, that is 30 points of damage.
Really?
And PPD, are you still raging?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll call it
Or actually,
14.
no, I
points.
never officially started. to
You
rage.
didn't, yeah. So 28 points of damage, or actually 29. Sorry.
29. Okay.
Mm-hmm. They rolled a little bit better for damage for you, but more of them hit Isadora.
I need to stop taking damage.
Yeah, I would quit that if I were you.
They
Okay.
seem fully
Noted.
engrossed in what's going on. It might just be their blood's up, but these guys aren't exceptionally powerful. Devin, it is your turn.
All right, so they're just like surrounding Isadora and PPD, right?
Mm-hmm. They were the closest.
How far apart are Isadora and PPD from each other?
However far apart you would like.
All right, great.
They fuse into one.
Ah!
21 feet. I don't know.
Occupying the same square, actually.
Yeah. Just
They're
riding
stacked on
back.
top of each other.
What you doing?
All right, I'm going to cast Guardian of Faith, which summons this large spectral guardian. It hovers over the space between them, and any hostile creature that moves to a space within 10 feet of the guardian for the first time on a turn must succeed on a dexterity saving throw, or the creature takes 20 radiant damage, or half as much on a successful save.
What does this angelic sentinel look like?
It looks like a giant, gleaming celestial pluck.
Gorgeous. Love it.
Pluck looks out from the baby Bjorn and goes, "Yes." Like his dream has been made. A tear rolls down his pigeon face. Marquis.
I look down at my wall. I pull my wand out and I go, all right, please, 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 please be a good one. Be a good one. Be a good one. And I point it at the mass of guards. I will now roll, as I understand it, a D100. And let's see what happens, friends. I got 23, which is I cast Detect Thoughts on the target I choose. So I detect one of the guards' thoughts as I point, like, banish thee! And then I just hear what they say.
In his head, he's thinking, I don't want to get mixed up in this fight. Oh my God, the devils are probably on their way. Oh, we got to get out of here.
Wasted my life. Why do I use this thing? It was fun. Anyways, and then I want to use my movement to go and try to open the door to the glass zone.
Mm-hmm.
Is it still locked? Is it unlocked? Is it?
It seems to have closed automatically. You can attempt an athletics check as part of your move.
Sure, I'll do that. I'm not very athletic, but we'll try. Oh, that's a good roll though. Boop, boop. Oh shit! I rolled a 17, but I got -1, so I get a 16. But I glow. A halo forms above my head. I'm using my very impressive Favored by the Gods, and I add 2d4 to my roll. Shit! So I got a 19.
A 19 pulls it halfway open. It kind of clips when it's in this halfway position, and you believe that you can hold it, and then on your next turn, attempt an athletics check to pull it the rest of the way open.
Perfect. Put my foot in there.
Isadora.
So I will see that happening, and I'd like to go over and help open the door.
You are surrounded by men and women from all walks of life who are being held captive by a divine pluck.
Classic.
If they're being held captive, can I?
You cannot get past them, no.
Okay, but I can because I have boots of levitation. I am going to float 20 feet in the air.
All right. Would you like to use your action to disengage before you do this maneuver?
But my boots are also an action.
I think that it's more fun if part of the levitation shoots you up faster. So we'll just say that you go up so fast they swing underneath you.
I like that.
And
And
you're
also,
floating.
while I'm flying up, I'm doing like this whole like defying gravity kind of movement. And then, how tall are the ceilings in here? Here's the ceiling.
25 feet.
Okay. I can't
The
Oh,
third
that's it.
floor takes up the third and the fourth. So it's very large.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
so unless something's hanging down from it, I can't really move myself. So I just kind of float up.
Ah.
But from safety, I am going to use my bardic inspiration on PPD. So I do a little dance in the air and bardic inspiration, and that's my turn.
All right.
We have about 18 minutes left.
Yeah.
PPD.
Okay. Shoot, screw it. I'm just gonna go into a rage and try and drop kick somebody who I can then chain that into somebody else knocking down, and then hopefully grapple them right afterwards. So
Go ahead and roll me that unarmed strike.
Plus
That would be a
6.
great drop kick. We'll give that one a D6 instead of a D4.
awesome.
2
19
feet.
Hits.
to hit, and D6 Drop kick goes. Yes, 6 damage. Plus strength. So
Plus your rage bonus.
plus rage bonus. Where's my rage bonus?
I think it should be +3 for a 10th level rank.
Yeah, I think it's 3 at this point.
So,
I mean,
funny
I'll
enough,
help you.
you knocked this guy out. So I'm going to say that the leftover damage falls into the person he slams into, dealing 2 points of damage to them.
And then while in that, I believe I can. Oh well, no, that's a bit much. Yeah, no, good.
Live your dream. What do you want to do?
I was gonna say, like, with rage, you can try and grapple the person after with one of them. So I'm gonna try grappling somebody so I can try and body slam them.
Give it a shot. You have advantage on the athletic check.
Perfect.
You rolled an 11.
13 is just on the roll. So
All right. So you actually drop kick this guy, knock him straight out. He slams into his friend, butting head against chin. And then the next thing that guy knows when he looks back down is your beefy form wrapping him up in a bear hug.
awesome.
Damn.
No tea.
Cosima, you are trapped inside this room. You see your friend Marquis trying to peel the door open from with this enormous Iori Manzo. What do you do?
I turn towards Iori and I run forward and leap into the air, trying to land with my legs hooked over his shoulders. So I'll roll for that first.
Sure.
Acrobatics.
If you're trying to grab him, yes.
Yeah. 21.
He rolled a 14 plus 13. So you land there, but you don't really grapple onto him. He kind of plucks you off.
As we're in close, I lean in and say, Go with me on this. It is the greatest feeling in the world to be a part of the squared circle. What we will do is we will grapple up, and then you will throw me backwards. I will land on the floor. You will run over to try and pin me, and then someone else will come in and hit you with a chair, and it will be amazing. Trust me on this. Trust me. It will make your dreams come true.
He says, all right. And then open hand hits you on the face. At least he's going to try to, because it's their turn.
Cosima-shaped hole in the wall.
No.
30.
That will do it.
31.
Hey!
And the natural 20! This is going to be super bad. I didn't think all through with it. 71 points of bludgeoning damage. Cosima.
I have a reaction that lets me stop an attack if they're cursed, but I could only use that against Jin, who is hanging floppily off me.
Oh, no! No!
Cosima is knocked out.
He hits you once. Bam! Marquis, you hear it. Just a loud crack. Like a trash can lid hitting concrete. Whoa! Hits again. You see Cosima's mouth is bloodied and he's kind of limp. And then he gets hit that third time just straight on the face. And it actually knocks him 20 feet back, slamming into the door next to you. And then this Iori Bonzo fellow looks at you with absolutely no expression in his eyes. Jin Monzo, Jin Monzo, who is wrapped around Cosima's waist, slithers up his body like a cuttlefish almost, and next to your face. And he stabilizes you. Cosima. His little hands reach into the wounds and kind of stitch them closed with parts of his fingers that he leaves inside you like glue.
Oh,
that's horrible but lovely.
I guess I shouldn't have judged him.
Devin,
We all learned something today.
The guard, you are trying to work around and group up. How many points of damage can your Guardian of Faith deal before it disappears?
60.
All right,
So on a successful save, they take 10.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They only have 9 hit points. So you kill 9 of them, ish, we'll say. Just gleaming billows of light, turning them to ash all around until this figure that you have manifested disappears. When it does, with more than half, actually almost all of their number dead, the remaining enemies disengage and run for it. They try to run down the stairs. Devin, it is your turn. The first thing that you hear is an infernal scream coming from upstairs, and you see chains begin to claw their way across the wall as though the herald of some infernal creature. What do you do?
Let's see.
Pretty normal occurrence, you know?
Yeah, right. This is pretty typical. I'm going to cast Beacon of Hope, which shall allow us to have each target. I don't know what that means. I guess I select, say, one. All of us, if I can. Gives us Wisdom saving throw and Death saving throws advantage.
Okay. Hell
and
yeah.
maximum number of hit points possible from any healing. So
Very nice.
Dope.
Doing anything else?
I will just draw my mace and brandish my shield.
Very nice. Marquis.
I want to open that door.
Yep. It's just part of your move.
Okay, I rolled a 12.
12 total?
Mm-hmm. I rolled 13 minus 1.
The door does not budge any further. You think that you could squeeze your way through, but it would take all of your movement to clear the door.
I do it.
All right. Do you keep the door open?
Yes.
All right. Do you use Cosima's body to keep it open, or do you hold it open yourself?
No, absolutely not. I put my wand of wonder in there to kind of keep it open. It's like, all right, maybe you'll do some good here. Wand friend.
Wonder.
You're too chaotic, my friend.
You cram it in there. Iori Manzo looks at you and says, "Are you next?"
We're here to save the Archfey. I think his name is, and then he takes out a notebook and says,
"Clom, friend of birds."
Clom, friend of birds. We need to save Clom, friends of birds, so we can save the realm. Classic us. It's a thing we do.
The realm, you say?
Yeah, we're good. We're good heroes. We lied over there. We break a few eggs.
We're good. We lied.
Gaza says, "Kill them! Kill them all!"
Gaza, hold up 1 second. Not important. Anyways, yeah, we're here to save the Archfey.
Jin Monzo, who is wrapped around Cosima, sees you now, Marquis.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. And starts reaching up these octopus-like tendrils that are his elongated fingers. The fingernails sloth oop for some reason and tick onto the ground as he claws his way up your waist.
Because Durian doesn't know that he's a good boy that we all will die to protect, but
Iori says, "My brother has taken a liking to you."
Yeah. Oh, thanks, big guy.
Gaza screams and says, "Kill them! You kill them right now, you oaf!" And like with an open hand, like he's brushing something off of a table, Iori smashes Gaza's skull against the glass.
Oh, we weren't supposed to kill him. Okay. Well,
and when he does it, he's staring straight at you, Marquis. And he says, "I suggest you get your Archfey."
Okay.
That would be me. says one of the archfey in the cage nearby. You see he's composed almost exclusively of feathers.
Ah,
You've come to free me. He steps through the cage and grabs your hand and starts shaking it.
thank you, Archfey, or friend of birds. I'm Marcus Durian Appleman at your service from some
I
Hale
love
Adventures.
apples.
I have an apple. Here, take an apple.
You are
must-
my friend now.
Oh,
he
this
said.
was. Well, we got to get the H out of here.
Move down, Isadora. You see what looks to be some sentient being made of chains clawing its way down the staircase towards you and your companions. You see the crime boss get his head smashed by this individual inside the cage, and this putty person clawing on top of your friends. What do you do?
Oh. How open is the door? Like, how wide is the opening right now?
Halfway.
Okay, so I could squeeze through.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the chains and be like, oh no. I'm just gonna squeeze through the door instead.
Okay. It takes the vast majority of your movement to get to the door and then the rest of it to get through. So you're standing
Yeah.
right beside Marquis, and this creature that looks like it's shifting between being made of cloud and being made of feathers. It's angular and tall and spindly, and you can feel that it's very enigmatic and powerful. And when it sees you, it looks at you like you're a long-lost sibling. Like it has this big smile on its face.
Hello, are you a bird?
Daughter of the Fae, it says to you in Elvish.
Ah, greetings, friend. I say also in Elvish.
Greetings. It does a weird, shapely bow.
Are you perhaps an archfey?
Bird of friends, yeah.
Clone of friends.
Are we leaving this place?
I think we should leave very quickly because there's a creepy chain thing coming.
I cannot get past the glass myself. Help, he says.
I will open the door for you.
He steps through the halfway open door. He doesn't even bend. He just walks through the wand of wonder. Like that was no obstacle at all.
That's not creepy. Okay.
The glass is broken. Come, my child. He grabs you up in an arm and flies out the window with you, Isadora.
Okay, bye, everyone.
See you, Isadora!
I think I succeeded in our quest.
Yeah, if we don't make it, tell them we did good and get our bodies so we can revivify us.
It's okay, I have all the loot.
Cool.
PPD, you see your companion being lifted up in a gale that nearly knocks you off your feet and blown out like through a cannon shot through this window. You can try and grab onto her if you like.
No, because I'm gonna throw the body at Iori, the one that I'm holding on to, and yell, "Friends, get out of here! Save yourselves! I will do the job today. You, Iori, we're gonna have a title match right now. Falls count anywhere, no DQ."
No!
And I'm not actually going to simulate combat. I just want you to get out of there and then imagine.
I don't know. That's Boss Hogs. Cosima, you are unconscious but stable. And in this moment, you are having this vision, this weird vision that looks like Jin Monzo speaking to you very closely. And it says, I am enamored with you. You are a strange individual. Yes, I've saved your life and your friends are free.
Oh, thank you. I don't know that I could say I'm enamored, but like friends, we could do friends maybe, come hang out, see a movie, a play, maybe go to the wrestling, but no, enamored, no, not enamored.
So Devin and Marquis, you have a moment to yourselves as Iori rips the door from the hinges and squares off with PPD. What do you two do?
I would like to cast see, what the heck is it?
Get out of here!
On
Run!
Cosima, so he can move around a little bit easier.
So it heals maximum.
Yep.
Mhm.
What is that?
Cosima,
5d8?
your eyes flutter
Quite a bit.
open.
44.
Oh, delightful.
There's a
Marcus?
giveaway open for hashtag giveaway. So
Hashtag
FYI.
giveaway, win something.
Win a thing. I think we're doing another.
And we're $6 away
Nice.
from 3K.
Yeah,
Come
we have.
on. Let's hit 3K before this is over. You got a couple minutes. That's the dream.
Yeah, we can do
Marcus,
it.
what are you doing?
Me, I think I want to, I guess, hike up this goo boy because he's around my waist, right?
Yeah. He's kind of
Yeah.
stuck between you and Cosima like glue.
Okay. I'm gonna run. I guess run. Yeah, just run. I'm just gonna run.
right,
And
you start
I'm gonna
running.
cast Misty Step to kind of make me go faster.
Okay. You start to run with Cosima, who is barely conscious now, and then you cast Misty Step away from Gen Monzo and Cosima, and you're now free of them. You get to the window. Are you trying to go down the stairs, or are you trying to go through the window?
How high are we? Like
You're currently on the
40
third
feet?
floor, so 30 feet.
And do you think it'd be possible for me to break through the window and
The
jump?
window is already broken.
Oh yeah, I jumped through. D&D falling damage is a joke. So
Yeah.
I'm metagaming, buddy. And I jumped through like, ah!
You jump through the window and you scream as you fall. The camera is on the second floor and it shows you, "Ah!" and you land in the back of a cart that has been prepared by Smith.
Smith! My buddy! I'm gonna give you so many candlesticks and bags for this.
Where are your friends, sir?
They'll
said.
be here in a moment, but we gotta get ready. It's gonna get bad here. There's some weird chains.
Big Cosima just kind of gets tipped out of the window. and down the glass, Jin Monzo trying to slow his descent as he
But he
falls
lands on his feet.
the wagon, and you land on your feet. Devin, you're the last to go. You see that Pluck is trying his hardest to climb out of this window, but he can't manage it.
All right. I will present my holy symbol and hold it up, which will preserve the crime boss's life. And then I
His
will.
head is currently smashed in, so unless you have a regenerate and
Well,
something
it's it says preserve life.
he took enough damage to drop him to dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
I could turn him. No.
All I need is an hour.
let's see. I've got Ray's dead. Oh, good. I gotta touch him for that. Ugh.
I gotta touch him. Ugh.
Ew.
They're all touch. Damn it. All
And
right.
Ray's dead takes an hour.
Cut my losses. All right. I will grab Pluck and then I will dive out the window.
Grab Puck
Like
and
head
dive.
first?
Yes. And then you somersault because Pluck is kicking his little feet and flapping his tiny wings. You land in the back, and Smith says, "Yeah." PPD. You're standing, oil slicked, hair back, walking in a circle like two circling panthers with Iori Monzo. And he
We
says,
cut
No, go ahead, cut something.
Oh, I was just about to say we cut incredible promos, like these heartfelt, building over years, dramatic promos, and then I charge forward to set up for my iconic Days Cutter move, and we freeze frame and go to credits, I assume.
Exactly.
Thank
He
you
runs
so
forward.
much.
He says, "Bring it on."
Lights
Yeah.
everywhere.
Lights, yeah. the background fades away.
Thank you so much, JB. That was
thank
horrifically
you.
scary
That
and
was
fun.
awesome.
Yeah.
That was so much fun.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Twitch. We broke 3,000. We're at 3,052. It looks like. We're gonna be back in just a few minutes with me DMing another 5e adventure with the Neoscrum crew. Please give all your love to all the Cthulhu and Friends folks and to JB. Over on
give even
on
more
Twitter and so
love to
forth.
the Trevor Project. It's
Yes.
a great
Yes.
cause, and we love being
It
part
is.
of this.
Thank you so much for your donations. Sincerely.
Yeah, we're doing great. We're on track. I hope we can get to at least $10,778. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks again, everyone. Yeah, I'll see you in just a moment.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.